Welcome back everyone to another Skyheart lore video. Today we are going to be talking about Aegis, as that's what you guys voted on in the Dandrew Streams Discord channel. So I'm going to tell you today a little bit about Aegis, the god figure that these islands are surrounded about. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about the tenets of Aegis, and then lastly, I'm going to break down the structure of Aegis and its people. So, 100 years ago, before the Great Ascension, Aegis was a figure. Some claim that Aegis was a god, but it's extremely unclear. All that is clear is during the Great Ascension, as the islands began to rise, Aegis was fighting back against the Anchor incursion. Aegis themselves fought to protect the people and to make sure that as many as possible could get onto the islands. When the islands rose, it is said that this figure died, but as the islands reached their rightful places in the sky, that this figure was reborn as a god. It is said that their mortal form lays deep within the crypts beneath the White Stone Church, which is a very prominent and beautiful location on Aegis. The islands of Aegis grew up around the church, and the people of Aegis strived to live up to the example of the figure that protected as many as they could before the islands ascended. They wished to protect those that are too weak to protect themselves. And they also wish to defeat evil, no matter what cost. As a result, Aegis has grown into an island that accepts anyone, pending that they accept the tenets of Aegis. The very important thing to note about Skyheart and the lore of the floating isles is there's a higher density of monstrous races on Aegis because of this. And because of this sort of acceptance and love, they formed this civilization that is very collectivistic. So we're going to take some time now and we're going to talk about the breakdown of the different population of Aegis. So first we're going to start with the body of Aegis. This is the overall whole of the populace of Aegis, and they are tasked with the day-to-day tasks, so like unskilled labor, as well as continuing to grow the population of Aegis. A very important thing to note is if you are born on Aegis, you are simply indoctrinated and brought into the fold. The next is the legs of Aegis. They're the skilled labor force of Aegis. These are mostly comprised of young individuals who, at a young age, show this adaptability for skilled labor. Stuff like crafting, blacksmithing, painting, writing, any sort of that mastery. They are removed from their homes and they're trained specially in order to hone and continue to foster their skills. Following that are the arms of Aegis, and these are the protective forces of Aegis. It's broken down into two different factions. There's the left hand, which our beautiful cowman Digit is from, and the left arm is really focused on humanity, aid, helping all of those in the floating isles, as well as spreading the word of Aegis. To break it down a little bit further, there's the palm, which is to the kind of overseer of the digits of Aegis. The digits are independent agents that get sent out into the world in order to spread the word of Aegis, provide humanitarian aid. On the other hand, there's the right hand of Aegis, and this is the more military aspect. They are focused more so on striking down evil and protecting the floating isles from any further Anchor incursions. They too have a palm that controls the hand. However, the very important thing to note is there are no right digits. They're the talons of digits. And these are, again, specialized, trained individuals that are sent out into the world to stop the Anchor, no matter what the cost. Following the arms of Aegis, we're going to talk a little bit about the head of Aegis. this is the ruling class. They are from a young age selected and trained how to make decisions, how to think in a very grand scheme and scale. They show exceptional dedication and skill. There are further factions within the Head of Aegis, which is something that later on in Skyheart I'm sure we will discover and talk a little bit more about. But before we end our video today, I want to discuss the last part of Aegis. There's the heart of Aegis. No one has ever seen who this individual is, but they are considered to be the closest thing to Aegis themselves. It is a well-guarded secret. Only the top members of the Head of Aegis were ever allowed to interact with this individual. But with that, that is our lore video on Aegis. I hope you guys found this helpful and useful, and have fun watching. Bye!
Okay.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dandrew Streams. Tonight we're playing more Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. That's right, Skyheart. If you haven't seen Skyheart before, it'll take you about 80 hours to catch up. So head on over to the YouTube channel. We'll wait for you.
But wait, do it at ×2 stream. There's a lot of stuff in there that's not important. All the lore stuff. Really just focus in on the potato stuff. That's the important stuff.
The real key is the potato stuff. And
it's all gonna come around.
At 2 times the playback speed, it'll only take you about 40 hours. Until then, though, we're playing some more tonight. For those of you who don't know the drill, we are playing Dungeons & Dragons. I am but a mere player on the chessboard of this wonderful game, which is being led by our Dungeon Master, Tori, who is directly above me. And as is traditional, I will hand over the steering wheel to you. Are you ready for it? All right, 3, 2, 1. Huh. Nice.
Good spooky season, my sweeties. Or as Beth taught me today, my babies. It is a wonder to see you all again. In an effort to kind of expedite this process and kind of go over things rather quickly, I'm actually going to hand off this control to Beth, who is directly below Dandrew. And Beth is going to give us a short little recap. After that, we're going to talk to Connie, who is going to tell you a little bit about divine interventions, because we just hit our divine intervention goal. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. So, Beth, I'm about to drop this in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, fantastic. All right.
Sorry,
babies.
I knocked it out of the way. Let me. All right, here you go.
Thank you. Okay, babies, let's get started. So a few things to note. Our ship is kind of being taken back because we apparently stole it. Zrock is not happy about it. Cal was on the boat. Zrock threw him off. Zephyr caught him. The boys are off the boat. I think Doc is still on the boat. Can't quite remember. We did
Doc
set up
is still on the boat. You're right.
Yep. Okay, that's what I thought.
The boat is still in the dock.
And the boat is still in the dock. And Zrock is not happy about it. We set up a meeting with Travik after V completely destroyed his office. Well, after we set it up, V destroyed his office, so we should have that coming up. We started trying to pull the curtains back on V's stuff, and now he and Zig are having problems in their bromance. So, don't look at them too hard. Look away.
But what are they?
I know, really. What are they? What's going on there? On our way back, but the big thing is that on our way back to the Tipsy Tavern, V became separated from the group, and we have left hand of Aegis kind of keeping the group separated right now. So
right hand.
Sorry, my bad. That's the right hand. I apologize. I'm bad notes.
No, it's okay.
You gotta do the left and right. Okay.
Yeah. I guess in my head, I was like, yeah, it's the left. I don't know.
L is for
Beautiful.
left, backwards L is for Waluigi.
True.
And as we know, Waluigi is morally ambiguous. But Beth, would you kindly drop that wheel down to Connie, who's going to tell us a little bit about our divine intervention?
Hell yeah, here you go, Connie. Are you ready? Boom.
I'm ready.
Oh, I dropped it.
She dropped it. Oh, no. Did you get it? I think she dropped it.
What have you done?
I'm out here just dropping the ball, okay?
It's a wheel.
But I picked it up. I dusted it off. It's okay. Don't worry.
The wheel is safe. It's good. We've never passed it this many times.
I know.
We're not ready for it.
Okay, I got the wheel. And here we go with Divine Intervention. It's a way for you live viewers to interact with our game. We post this link in chat. That takes you to a URL of a document that describes all of the gods of Skyheart. You choose from one of those whenever we reach a divine intervention, and then you get to vote during our live stream on what god is going to affect our game. We've got gods that can affect the weather, gods that can affect, give us a boon or a bane, give us extra AC. So take a look at that that document, and we reached a divine intervention, so we're gonna be able to vote on one of the deities pretty soon here.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Connie. If you would kindly just chuck that right back up to me, I'll catch that wheel
Yep,
real good.
It's just a little dirty. I brushed it off, but here you go.
All right, 3, 2, 1. And thank you very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna pick up right where we left off, but I have a little bit of a treat for you guys.
Oh, treat.
And Liam, would you hype up our viewers? Let them know the beauty that we're bestowing upon. Who made such a beautiful thing? Can you tell us?
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the map of Tri-Capital, done by none other than our own Foppy. Seriously though, this is a fantastic piece of, just beautiful map work. Going to put on a Reddit link. Oh crap, I dropped the stream. My mistake, I'm dropping things as well. I put on the spot. Oh well, fuck it. But yeah. If you go to reddit.com/u/Foppy, you'll be able to find maps just like this no matter where you go on that particular Reddit. Well, maybe not wherever you go, but either way, brilliant map maker.
She also takes commissions.
Yep.
Yeah,
commissions
go
at a
commission
reasonable
Floppy,
rate.
you guys. I've never seen this map before,
Seriously.
and it's kind of blowing my mind.
It's
Seriously,
amazing.
do it.
It's a real
She
so
finished
fucking
it last night.
Seriously,
the map
do it.
maker is very sweet. She messaged me
Do it.
last night. She's like, "Hey, I can put in little ships if you want. If you really, really want it. If not, this is this okay?" And I was like, "I love you."
Seriously
You're
though,
the most
do it.
perfect
Go to her
woman I
Reddit right now.
Do it.
Go to her. Or if you don't, I will come to your house and I will steal every bar of soap in your property.
Maps.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh no! How
Joke's on
where
you,
are they
Weirdly
gonna get
specific
clean?
threat.
He'll take your bottles of soap. Watch out! You gotta protect your soap,
Don't
okay?
do it. You ain't
All right,
lying.
clean.
Take it all.
My
How are you
players.
gonna get clean? How are you gonna wash your hands? How are you gonna wash the COVID off your hands?
Oh god, here we go.
Last we had left off, V had turned himself invisible. It's a very cute lip color. Beth, I'm very distracted. But V had ran off into the night invisibly after Mirth had made an extravagant show and performance. You heard the dull thud of a legion of footsteps marching towards you. Digit clocks it first. Here comes the right-hand Vagus. You see in front of them a talon that you very much recognize as they approach you, creating a wall between the last known location of B and yourselves. They're closing in on you, and the talon's eyes are drawn to you, Digits. They move in closer, like a noose around a doomed man's neck. And you see a smile appear on this paladin with metallic armor, iron and steel glistening in the low and dim light of the dying sun. His blonde hair slicked back. Behind that Aegis mask, you can see beautiful sky blue eyes as he looks on you, Digit, and says, "Why, well met, brother. I was hoping that we could meet tonight." The rest of the guards form a semicircle around the remainder of you, each of you seeing at least one of these guards' eyes locked on you. The Talon smiles. "I was so hoping that you could help me with the little problem I was having, Digit. I find myself in quite a pickle, and I know you are an expert in all things Tri-Capital."
Well met, Talon. I know you by reputation only, but yeah, I've been here in Tri-Capital for quite some time, It seems the right hand's been busy, but of course the left hand is more than willing to help.
Of course you are. What an exemplary mark of Aegis you are. Truly. If only I could live up to such high standards. But all the same, I am in desperate need of your help. I'm looking for some legs. I'm afraid something horrible might have happened to them, and I was hoping that perhaps you could help me locate them.
I'd be willing to do anything to help locate these legs.
Oh, thank goodness. For Aegis' sake, we must return them to our home. After all, the power that they wield, these... And he looks almost apologetic as he looks at the rest of your party. Non-Aegis, I don't think, could handle such power.
It sounds like a great responsibility indeed.
Yes, would you kindly step over here with me? Not that I don't trust. You would, of course, pick the most trustworthy companions, but you do understand. Aegis only.
Ooh. Can I get a clock on him? Can I do an insight?
Yeah, roll me an insight.
What his intention is, like if this really is for my ears only kind of thing.
For sure. With an 8, you can draw your own conclusions.
I think I'm gonna look to the rest of the party, and ooh.
Could anyone else maybe run an insight on this guy?
I think it would be appropriate. You all are
Okay.
there overhearing this.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's a 17.
17, okay. 6, so that's a nat
damn.
20.
Good job.
Connie, that's a nat
damn.
20.
Good
This
job.
timing is terrible, but my pizza just arrived. So I will be back.
Great. So I'm going to tell this to everyone else as you go off to get your pizza, because you wouldn't know this. I would say everyone else would know this. So, Sylphie, I would say you would get the idea that this person seems a very orderly, honor-bound guy. Like, you get, although him and his battalion of armed guards around him seem very intimidating, you don't think this person would outwardly go out of their way to do anything malicious or harmful. From what you understand of Digit and what you understand of Aegis, this is a right hand of Aegis, and their whole intention is we are going to destroy evil in all ways possible. You know yourself, you are not evil. So this person isn't going to harm you. For my 2 nat 20s, fucking right off the bat, guys. So with you guys, you're kind of like seeing into this person. Again, you're still getting that, the same thing that Selfie's getting. Like very law-bound, very orderly, nothing like malicious or contentious coming off of this person. The one thing you do clock is this whole time this Talon has been speaking, the only time they have referred to the rest of you outside of Digit was in that way of, oh, like this is for Aegis only. And it seemed like it wasn't even for you guys to be like sorry to you guys, it was for Digit. So like to make it very clear, because I know that's somewhat vague, you guys do not matter unless you are in the context of someone who was wholly Aegis. Does that make sense?
And they were
Right.
trying to like make that clear to Digit. That's how they felt with him hanging out with non-Aegis people.
I don't think this person is fully aware that that's how they think. That's just something they're doing kind of automatically. And I don't think they're like, it's kind of like that one ant where you're just like, you don't realize that's like fucked up, right?
Okay.
And they don't realize it's fucked up, but it's horribly fucked up, the things they are saying.
So they're basically like just not even acknowledging us as relevant right now.
Yeah, you guys exist only in context of you are attached to Digit. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, with that information, with Andrew just getting back, how do you proceed? Because just looking at you guys for a signal.
I think Selfie's gonna look at him kind of like in a reassuring way, but also like we're going to be here, but like seems okay, sort of.
Perfect. Do Carva and Zixel do anything?
I would say, yeah, I think Carva kind of feels the same way as Selfie, where she would want to keep Digit in her sight, but maybe allow him to step aside and talk with the other Talons.
For sure. Yeah. So you kind of get these signs of reassurance from your party, Digit. And you see like the rest of this battalion kind of opening up to create a pathway for you and the Talon. Do you go with the Talon?
I think Digit would go with the Talon.
Okay.
I think he would also, and I'm so sorry to do this. They severely screwed up my order, so I need to make a quick phone call. I know
great.
This is horribly unprofessional, but like I was just given a cold inedible pizza and I paid money for this, so I'm gonna go scream at somebody.
So you go do that, and I'm gonna narrate what this looks like, and the rest of you guys I'm gonna narrate what this looks like, and we're gonna pop over to V. Sound good?
Good call.
So you three watch as Digit is not dragged away in any way. It's just walks side by side with this Talon. Again, this is a human male. This beautiful blonde hair with like that, you know, that like really annoying thing when it's just like you woke up naturally like this, and that's not fair because your hair looks so great and there's no flyaways situation. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And again, you see steel and iron armor, which is this huge rarity in all of the floating isles because metal is scarce. So whoever outfitted this person like truly put a lot of effort into this. And they kind of walk off side by side. There's no touching between the two of them. It's just this very quiet walk off. And then as soon as they're both like past you guys, you see that there are these two, you see that the rings closing around you guys, not in a way of just like, hey, we're here to fuck you up, but more so in a way of like, hey, we're following orders. This is usually what we stand in formation for. I'm going to have Connie roll me one perception check because I know you wanted to clock Digit. And this is just kind of to see how well you keep eyes on him before we move off to B. Oh, fuck me. Nat 20!
Damn, Connie.
I'm gonna sprinkle some of this luck
tonight.
down to V. I'm gonna sprinkle some luck down to V because I
Ooh.
want him to
Oh
listen
boy.
to.
Yeah, you keep perfect clock on both of them. And I would say with this Nat 20, because we reward Nat 20s here, you're going to be able to see the whole conversation with your observant feet because you're going to be able to read the lips of these two. Does that sound good and fair?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Excellent.
Cool. We're going to cut over to V right now. V, the last thing that we did before we cut off last session is you saw Mirth show up, be like, please enjoy the show. There was a calliope playing. There was a bunch of lights. You felt something reforming around your chest. You turned invisible and you had run off.
Yeah.
So I would imagine you would have run off to an alley of some sort. Like you hadn't gone very far just because of the timing and stuff. But can you please narrate what you're doing in this moment?
Okay. At first, V would just be completely keeping to himself. And he would be feeling out the item that was apparently fixed. He's going to take it out, and he's still invisible, so he's going to have to drop invisibility to have a look, and he will do that. Because this is more important.
So I'm going to narrate this just because I don't know when Andrew's going to be back. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
So I don't think anyone sees this. I think you rolled well enough on yourself last time that I'm just going to kind of give this to you. You reappear in a dark and dingy alleyway, and you see the battalion off in the distance, but you know, like, this isn't a worry. You're not making a lot of noise. You're not drawing a lot of attention. You are used to this sort of cat and mouse game.
Yeah.
Your hands, I imagine at this point, are shaking. Am I about right with that?
Yeah.
You reach into your shirt. You are welcome to narrate this next part because this is based on your comfort level.
Mm-hmm. Though I will ask, how much do we reveal at this point?
It is totally up to you. That's why I'm giving it to you.
Then I have the perfect thing. V is going to reach into his... He's going to unbutton the two top buttons of his peacoat, reach into a shirt pocket that is right next to his heart, and he is going to pull out a mask. A beautiful, adorned... Are they porcelain masks? Correct?
Porcelain, ivory, both are about right.
Yeah. An ivory mask, we'll say. Adorned with intricate patterns going down the left side, like roots in a vine bush, starting from the top of the mask, going around the sides, and ending with two, like, rose flowers at the bottom. All uncolored, mind you, but that's the shape that they appear in. V just stares at the mask, his hands trembling and just gripping around it tightly.
So I will note for our audience here, the last time that V interacted with this mask, there was just a few shards left that he had jumbled together in an effort for, I don't know what your intention was, but it was just truly just like, I'm trying to put this shattered thing back together.
Yeah.
And now you see it whole. And I want to kind of step out of character here for a second and just ask, seeing this whole and complete mask put together, how are you feeling?
V is conflicted because on the one hand, there's a reason why it was broken, and on the other, there was a reason why he tried to put it back together. He is both confused and emotionally unstable at the moment. Not unstable like he's going to just start killing people. Not that sort of unstable, but...
A little bit of like a breakdown situation about to happen.
Kind of, yeah. He is a mixture of angry, sad, nostalgic, and probably a bit afraid.
Perfect.
Because there's a very good chance that with this in his hands, everything that he wanted is probably going to go away, beyond his grasp forever, but at the same time, he can't bear to part with it anymore.
Perfect. And with those turbulent feelings in mind, we're going to cut to Digit now. Digit, you have been left away by Talon, not in any way in a malicious way, just truly just like, hey, let's come over here, let's have a little powwow, bud. The Talon, after you walk past and you see all the ranks of this battalion closing in, creating this wall of bodies between you and your comrades, smiles at you gently. Thank goodness you're here, Digit. We've been out for a long time, and I know with such insights as yours, even your palm recommended you that this would be great. We're looking for this leg in particular. And the Talon is going to produce a scroll. And it is a scroll of a sketch drawing of a male half-elf with brown hair and a mask that has rose imprints on it. They are not smiling. And it takes you a few moments to recognize this is V.
Whoa, what?
Have you seen this man?
Never. I'll roll deception.
Roll me a
on that.
deception
Yeah.
check.
Oh,
And I'm gonna roll it versus this character's insight.
Oh, this
Oh,
is
boy.
not
Oh,
smart.
shit.
This is
Oh,
not
This is-
smart.
Not good. He's a paladin as well. This could go really bad.
God.
Oh.
Oh my god.
All right, to give you context, this person's insight has a +2.
Okay.
So they need to roll a 2 or lower in order to
Oh,
be deceived by you.
We get some of this disgusting wrong pizza real quick. Also, don't ever order from Sarpino's Pizza. These people have no clue what they're doing.
I swear to God. I just rolled a natural 2. This is a fucking
Oh
nightmare.
my god. That's really fucking
Oh,
lucky.
Fucking
though.
nightmare. I'm living in my nightmare scape.
I'm
These
sorry,
two
but I'm really
fucking
happy for Digit, though, you know? I'm like,
Paladin's
sorry.
very trusting of Digit.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
why would he
my bad.
be?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, good point. Like, why would Digit lie? Like, dude can't lie for shit. Of course he's gonna tell me the truth.
Right? So this Talon kind of nods his head in agreement. I would say, Carva, you're seeing all of this again. You're able to read the lips. You can't see exactly what's on the page, but you're able to read the lips. Well, please let me know if you've seen him. There are some more unsavory elements, former right hands that are looking to do harm to this legs.
Hmm.
We need your help.
I will do anything I can to help.
Roll me a deception or persuasion.
Let's
That's up to you which one you think is true for Digit in this moment.
I think he was being a little withholding with his words, but this is deception at heart. He has no intention of helping these people. There's the nat 1.
Oh my god.
So unless this person rolls a nat 1,
Holy shit, I'm really
Nope.
pushing it.
this guy smiles at you.
Oh, Lord.
I truly believe your words, Digit. After all, we would hate for a left hand to deceive Aegis, wouldn't we?
Would be a terrible thing indeed.
Indeed. And he puts a hand on your shoulder, this ironed greave. But I know I can trust you.
We are Aegis.
We are Aegis. And you see the battalion parting again to your group. And he ushers you along. And your group is brought back together. And I am going to present something now. And I want you all to think about this. I am going to need someone who is incredibly fast to find V. And the rest of you all will be doing a skill check to make sure this battalion does not find V. You will not get an opportunity to discuss this, as the talent seems to be clocked in on Digit. I am going to let you guys step out of character now to discuss this, because I feel like your characters at this point would know each other enough to be like, I trust you if you're going to run off.
I think the immediate thought is Carva, because first off, she has the fastest movement speed out of the party, doesn't she?
My base movement is 25.
Oh, that is the opposite.
I can dash as a bonus action, and
think Digit would be a lot faster than either of you, wouldn't he?
That's true.
Because
Isn't he
he
still
can.
Well, I
busy,
was
though?
never suggesting myself to begin with.
Yeah.
And
I'm
So the
looking
scene
back.
as it
I'm
stands-
remembering back to the time when we were chasing Zephyr through the town,
Yeah,
and I think
Digit-
Digit was fast. I think V was also fast.
If
Yeah.
If someone's trying to keep up with V.
if we're going from a role-playing perspective, I think Zigzil would be the first one to see the V in danger and kind of think back to what he had their last encounter and kind of be like, gotta go save him.
okay, I mean, Selphie would trust that. She'd be like, I was backing you up for your little spat, but like, obviously, you should fix things.
It's a fun idea. I do like that roleplay wise. I will say, because I'm not clear on this. So after Digit's scene with the Talon, is he back
Yes.
with the party now for this, or is this...
You are back with the party, and I'm going to strip away all layers of intrigue here. There's a skill check, a skill challenge that is about to happen. This skill challenge, if you guys fail, these people are going to have advantage on finding V before the rest of you guys do. The things I have contended, and I have written this out very specifically based on everyone's different speeds and what everyone knows. If you fail, V is gone for potentially forever from this game. You will need the fastest person to go. You will need the people with the most skills to stay to distract this battalion.
Did you-
So I want you guys to step out of character and think long and hard, and this is going to be very crunchy. Liam is not allowed to be involved because Liam decided to run off.
What the heck, Liam?
Digit speed is 40.
Okay, so that's obviously
And
So-
that's
obviously
without
the fastest.
doing any magic or bonuses or anything like that.
And it
Mhm.
would make sense, even from a role-playing perspective, for you to go after him now that you have new information. So
Mhm.
yeah, and I have some high skills, let's say.
You definitely have intimidation as a high skill. I remember that.
I think actually Zig and I both have that.
And I feel like we could role play this as Digit coming back to the party, immediately noticing that V is not there, saying, "Where's V?" As someone says he's gone, and then Digit's just poof. Like,
That makes sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I am hearing, to confirm,
mhm.
Digit is about to go after V. The rest of you guys are going to stay to impede the progress of this battalion. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I say yes.
Okay.
Okay.
This is what we're about to do. V,
Mm-hmm.
or not V, Digit. I've set a DC for V. Digit, you're going to make me a survival check right now. We are not going to resolve that because after you make me that survival check, we are about to do a skill challenge with Selphie, Carva, and Zigsil. Is that understood?
That is understood.
Okay.
A survival
Go
check.
ahead and make me a survival check right now.
That's 8.
Okay. Selphie, Carva, and Zigsil. This is what you see, and I'm about to describe the scene, and I am going to give you a bunch of stuff to impede these people. Digit disappears. V is gone. Carva, you were aware something is amiss because you read the lips of everyone. I don't know if you guys all have a language outside of Common that you've been using to communicate, but I think you all have Elvish, correct?
I believe Selphie. Selphie would obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So I would say that probably Carva, you would communicate that in Elvish to everyone, just like something's fucking up, especially as Digit disappears. So all of this happens. You are in what is considered a hard skill challenge. You need 7 successes before 3 failures. You're surrounded by a semicircle of a battalion of heavily armed knights. They are not wearing metal armor, just this Talon is. These knights are wearing like stone and bone armor. What are you going to do to impede the progress? Because as Digit disappears, all of you clock that the Talon is looking right at the place where Digit was. And you guys can take your time to think about it. Once you, in particular, use a skill, you cannot reuse that skill, but someone else could.
Okay, good.
You are in, you know what? You guys are right here, where I have that beautiful little overlay of your ship.
Okay.
So you're right by the Beacon Lighthouse. You see a light pouring down around. There are some structures by you guys, but nothing like too intensive. There are definitely alleyways, but it's mostly like an open courtyard. There are a bunch of battalions surrounding you in a semicircle, but behind you there is nothing except for the more populated areas of the city.
Okay.
Take your time to think. Don't stress out. It's gonna be
Alright,
okay.
Okay, good. Thank you for the reminder. You know how I need it.
Creative juice.
Creative juice. I think there is for sure a way I think I would want to try to distract them, or like kind of, you know how like you get people to chase like gooses and stuff.
Yes.
Like some sort of goose chase.
Yeah, like some sort of goose chase.
Maybe
you
the
know?
goose is wild?
Yeah, maybe
Not a
maybe it is
domesticated
wild.
goose. This goose
No,
is wild.
Seriously.
Not domesticated for sure. Definitely not one you invite into your home. I think Sophie would definitely want to like try to find a way to kind of lead them off. I think she probably wants to start like just asking like really arbitrary fucking questions, like.
Well, how about this? Like, can we approach the group to try to slow them down, but act like we want to get involved? Like
Yeah,
I know you said like, this is
So-
ages stuff, but can we help, kind of thing, or?
Yeah, so Carva, I would say something you noted by reading these person's lips, and I would say all of you guys would have noticed this. Digit was fine, but then there was a scroll that was taken out. Digit's whole demeanor changed. And then this Talon's demeanor changed. So I would say, Carva, you would know whatever is on that scroll, which is sticking out of this Talon's hip, changed something. Y'all don't know what it is, but you can see that scroll. So if there's a way for you to gain access to that.
Maybe by way of distraction, where someone with light fingers
Maybe.
come in and maybe
They're quite sticky today.
you
my
know,
fingers.
I do like sticky fingers. They're pretty useful.
Yeah.
So I think maybe Selfie would probably give a look to Carva and like glance at the thing and like kind of do the eyebrow thing and then nudge. She's gonna nudge Zig and be like, "You wanna, you know?"
Wanna what?
She'll lean down and be like, "Distract. You wanna distract with me? Let's help them out. They look like they could use some extra eyes, don't you think?"
Okay.
And I'll push Zig forward to be like, "You go first."
Zig, something that you would clock with just your passive insight with all of these people. These are all trained soldiers. You would recognize that sort of dedication and willingness to follow a leader with these people. You would also recognize that these are all very well trained soldiers. I'm saying this because I want you, David, to think creatively about your background and what would distract or motivate you as Zigsil.
Is there any way that so they're Aegis, they're all wearing masks.
They are Aegis, yes.
Is there any way we can get them to lose their masks?
Ooh.
Ooh.
It would
That's-
take a very strong force for them to lose their mask.
The greatest shame.
Yeah, you know that Digit didn't even want to take off his mask at the expense of sparing his friend Digit from her shame. Also, I'm gonna be off real second. This wig is itchy as fuck.
Girl, I feel you.
We
Go
ain't got
be
no
free.
time for wigs tonight. Mm-mm.
No time for that. Shit
This is a
so
no
itchy.
wig, yes pesto pizza night. If you're
Hell
wondering what this
yes.
fucking green ass shit that I'm eating is.
Oh, dude, pesto
Um,
pizza sounds
oh
good, but
boy.
I'm so sorry.
It's
it
not
sucks,
bad, but
dude.
it's not what I ordered.
Ah, damn.
I'm going to test the limits of something real quick.
Oh, Jesus
For sure,
Christ.
tell me all about it.
I'm going to walk up to 3 of the soldiers,
Yep.
and I'm going to attempt to persuade them to take off their mask.
Okay.
Fuck?
Go ahead and roll me persuasion, man.
I have a lip gloss that's a free charisma check.
What?
Oh
No,
my-
it's a free advantage.
Oh,
Mm.
Oh,
okay.
that's not how I have it written here.
It's a free advantage. Now
For
they're
those of you
pass
watching at
an
home,
advantage.
this is an example of a DC 40 persuasion check.
Real quick,
Well,
well,
okay then. Since that's not what I thought it was, I will not do
But
that.
during this time, Beth can give her bardic inspiration.
I'll do
That's
that. I'll do that. And then also, Selfie will want to pass the fingerless gloves, a one-time use dex advantage to Carva, because that makes sense.
Oh. Okay.
I got
To
it,
give
I got
context
it.
to our audience, these were all things that were conducted during the one shot we didn't record. It was just kind of like we took a month off and we all were getting the itch for Skyheart, so we played carnival games.
We wanted to play. We
Bunch
said
of
it wasn't
addicts
going to be
different
canon, but it felt
Instead-
pretty canon.
Instead of
Okay.
3 of them, I'm gonna go for 1, and I'm
Mhm.
going to basically like kind of run towards him a little frantically. Is like, oh my god, a wasp just crawled underneath your mask.
Alright. Roll me a deception. And are you going to use your lip gloss?
Yes.
Roll me at advantage.
You don't have to apply the lip gloss, but I feel like that would be
That's
funny.
true. That's true.
running towards it like this.
Yeah, like, wait, stop! There's a wasp on you.
That's a surefire way to say that's a reasonable and
And
obviously well-rendered.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
those,
smooch that wasp.
I just want to see this like full-grown man soldier just be like, a wasp! There's a bee on me! No!
Bee tattoo. Yeah, go ahead.
I have inspiration.
Bardic inspiration. What's your bardic inspiration right now, Beth? As a level 5, I don't remember. It's a
D8.
Who's
D68.
lawyer, please help me.
Was
Where-
the current bardic inspiration die is a D8.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Advantage and a D8.
Okay.
Ooh!
23. And you
Come
don't have
on.
to use your inspiration. It lasts for 10 minutes if you want to save it. If you feel
could.
like a 23 is good.
Man, but it's like it's going to cause him to take off his mask probably or do something.
It's gonna, yeah, it might cause these soldiers to take their mask off.
It's up to you. You can use it if you want. It lasts for 10 minutes. I have a few.
I'm going to use it.
Yeah, let's get this over 30.
Go ahead.
Roll a d8. Okay.
Two.
Regis 25. Is that?
You see this goblin turn to this massive hobgoblin, goes, Trumbrum! Fuck! You're allergic! And he smacks him so hard that the mask goes skittering off. And that is going to count as a success.
Hell yeah.
Right.
I feel like
I would
this is
say
the
at this
comedy
point-
equivalent of like pants falling off.
Yeah, I would say at this point they are these three soldiers are definitely distracted. That Connie and Sophie, you guys have yet to act this round.
You go, girl. You go, Carva.
Okay,
I'll probably, if possible, can I give her Bardic Inspiration as well? Okay.
Yes,
You
you
got
have
it,
bardic.
girl.
You have 5 bardic inspiration right now.
Oh, I have 5? I only had 4 down.
It's based on your level.
Okay,
So-
thank you.
I don't know if you used any yet, but I'm just gonna let you have 5.
She used 1.
Now 2.
All right. And you gave me these fingerless gloves.
Advantage on a
Slip
dex save.
on. And does Carva spot where this gentleman
You-
with the scroll is in
You
all the chaos?
see the scroll sticking out just barely, but you can see it.
Real quick, doesn't she get advantage if one of her party members is close by?
She gets advantage if you guys give the help action on your
Oh,
turn.
I
For a
think I'm thinking
skill
about
challenge-
a combat thing.
Yeah, you're thinking about combat.
Oh,
She
yeah,
gets
okay.
sneak attack if someone is engaging.
That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, I figured
Yeah.
I'd double check. I was like, I could get in close. Okay, go ahead. I'm good.
Yeah, so I think Carva in the bee chaos right now feels like this would be best time to try to steal that scroll from.
For sure. Make me a sleight of hand check.
And this will be at advantage.
This will be at advantage, and you have a bardic inspiration, which you guys do not have to use, but it does expire in 10 minutes. Okay. Do you choose to use your bardic inspiration?
I'm gonna save it for right now. I think that's a good roll.
Okay. I would give this to you for free, because that was a tremendously high roll. You peek at the paper. You see V's face with brown hair, wearing an Aegis mask. Selfie, it's your turn. Selfie and Zigzil have not seen this paper yet. I would say, Carva, you would need to make a stealth check at your next turn to show the rest of your party.
Okay.
But I think, again, you three are so in sync at this point that you know, like, whatever plan is in motion, we all have each other's backs. Selfie, you see that 3 of these people are distracted, slapping each other so hard that their masks are skittering off because there's bees. You see, like, very quietly, like, Carva, like, tuck something into her pocket after kind of glancing at it. What are you going to do?
Okay, I think Selfie is okay. So I've got some thoughts. I think making the situation bigger and saying, "Oh my god, she's going to." I think we're gonna go for performance here. She's gonna be like, "Oh my god, you guys! Oh goodness, you need help. You need to go see the nearest doctor right now. You don't want that to get any worse. Oh my god." And she'll point in some arbitrary direction, be like, "I think the new one is like right over that way. If you just go, come on, I can point you in the right direction, but like, I'm allergic. We have to run."
For the bee stings. Okay, roll me a performance.
And she's like really like up in it, and I
You've
might use
convinced them there are invisible bees on Tri-Capital.
and maybe on the side she'll like, maybe she's got something that she can make a buzzing sound with, like, you know.
Go ahead and roll me a performance.
Okay, and then I would like to use Bardic Inspiration for myself.
Okay.
I'm sorry, how do you roll this again? I always
So
mess
it's
it up.
just a D8. So if you look, there's a little D20 down towards the bottom of your screen. Just roll a D8.
It's at the top left of my screen.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was wondering, I was like, what?
I'm sorry, my screen's
No, no,
Go
you're
weird.
selfie, go
You're
selfie,
good,
go.
you're good.
Go selfie, go selfie, go.
Oh, that's a 2, but it's
Okay.
better.
That's a 21. Okay. So far, you guys have 3 successes and no failures.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Yeah.
So you see like these 3 soldiers like scamper off, and the Talon's just like, wait, what the fuck are you doing? As they scamper off because they might also be extremely allergic to bees. You guys still have 4 successes to go.
Okay, cool.
We're gonna start at the top of the order with Zigzil again.
Can I use like a traversal spell?
Traversal, yeah. Hi, Olivia.
Because I have
How you doing?
Ooh, big raid coming in. Hi, Olivia!
So I want to find someone who's not quite in full panic yet, but
Okay.
maybe seems a little on edge, like what's going on, all these bees or whatever. See if there's anybody like that in the vicinity. And I
Mhm.
want to use Misty Step to get behind him
Okay.
and kind of use my Visage of Vengeance for my expertise of intimidation. Kind of like
Okay.
show the symbol to his face and kind of
Okay.
go behind him.
That's perfect. Roll me intimidation at advantage because you're also using Misty Step. And Andrew, I think this is a great time for you to put up the poll for Divine Intervention.
Oh shit, damn you
Ooh.
right. So for a little context, we do this thing called Divine Intervention, where we all put our Dan bucks in a pile, and when the pile's big enough, the gods listen to us and do what we say. But which god are we offering our Dan bucks to, you might ask? Well, you've got 5 minutes to figure that shit out. There are many gods.
Yeah, Connie, could you post the link?
Oh, she's on
The
it.
ones that you guys cannot vote for is Mirth. Mirth was invoked last time. Okay, Zigzil makes this fucking bee noise, and at least one soldier shits his pants. Just full on, just like
Oh no!
right down the back, down the ankle,
Oh,
a little bit into his boots, shits his
He
pants.
shit pants. Can I get an F
Shit
in
pants.
chat for that guy that just shit his pants?
Damn right you can. All right,
Oh, hold on, brown noted.
Carva.
Oh,
Oh,
my
no.
god!
Carva, it's your turn.
All right.
F.
I I wonder if I could do. So you're behind. Zigzil's behind someone making some kind of distraction noise and making him crap his pants. And I don't know if this is a good.
You have the scroll. You've seen who's on that scroll. You can choose to use stealth to show it to everyone else in a way that wouldn't like show everyone else that you know, or you can do whatever else.
Okay. I do want to try. Yeah, let's see if that will help the party.
Yeah.
I'll try to stealth and show that to people.
All right, go ahead and roll me stealth. And you do still have your bardic inspiration.
Okay. I
Okay.
will use that bardic inspiration just to give me
Okay.
a little bit extra.
Okay.
Okay, 25.
So that is a 25. All right, that's another success. You go and you, like a fucking shadow, peek to Selfie. Selfie, you see the visage of a younger, brown-haired, Aegis mask feet. You sneak in through the crowds. They're not going to notice you. You're a non-Aegis. And you show Zigzil. Zigzil, you say the same thing. And just as quickly as you show them, you reappear back in the same spot that you were, because why would you ever wander away? You are but a mere dwarven woman.
Mere.
Mere dwarven woman. Don't worry about it. Y'all have 5 successes, no failures.
Right.
We're going to move back to Selfie.
Okay, so how many more do we still have hanging around here?
So you need 7 successes before
Right.
3 failures.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. So there's some dudes running off.
Some dude's running off
Some
because they think
shitting
they
it.
got stung by bees. There's one dude who's fully shit his pants. You are now aware of V as an Aegis. Zixel is fully aware as V as an Aegis. You see the Talon is still here trying to get the fear of his men under control. Digit is gone, V is gone.
Sorry, thinking for a moment. I'll think out loud. So she is technically a noble woman. I think at this point she might put on airs, which
Okay.
she has not really done much of. We saw it one time in the first place trying to get the boat stuff taken care of. I think she's going to go ahead and try to do that again. And maybe walk up to this guy and be like, you need to get your men to safety. There are some wasps or bees out here. You need to, this is getting out of hand. People could get hurt. You need to get your men under control. And I think that part of me is tempted to use intimidation. But the other part of me is tempted to use persuasion.
Are there actually bees out here? Because that would be deception if there are no bees out here.
That's a good point. Okay, so there are no bees out here, but they are causing... Let's think. Yeah, I think I will go ahead and go for deception. And she's really gonna, hold herself the way, her parents would hold themselves. I am...
So very, upper class noble, spine straight, shoulders back. All right.
Really, bringing the, regalness to peak. All right, we're bringing peak energy here.
Okay.
Best we can. So here we go. Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay.
That's
So I am gonna use Bardic Inspiration again.
Okay. Okay.
Jesus fuck. All right, cool.
Was not meant to be.
Talon looks at you. I'm going to take a minute now to really sit in this description. Selfie, I think what catches you off guard, and how am I going to say this in a way that's non-creepy? Okay, what catches you off guard is, you know those things you like about Nanny? He's a gentle soul. Even though this guy is this big, beefy guy who could probably rip someone in half, he cares very deeply, but also there's those physical characteristics about Nanny. Chiseled jaw, strong, thick shoulders, broad chest. The Talon looks at you, and those same characteristics catch your eye. See the sharp jawline, the big shoulders, the broad chest, the beautiful hair, those clear, earnest eyes. And as that statement comes out of your mouth, and I apologize because I'm going to kind of take your character over a little bit, I feel like it gets caught in your throat. A little bit.
For sure. She's like, oh my shit, I'm sorry.
My bad.
holy fuck. Sorry, I wasn't looking to get seduced tonight.
A little bit, though. Okay. That is your first failure. We're going to move back to Zigzil. 5 successes, 1 failure. 7 to win, 3 to fail.
All right, I'm gonna kind of walk up to the Talon with my hands kind of behind my back, kind of just calmly walk up to him and kind of look at his group. That's kind of in a little bit of disarray. Several of them kind of panicking over the bees that are not there. And I'm gonna be like, man, I'd heard a lot of wondrous things about Aegis. It's interesting to see them in such disarray right now. You should really give them a break. That was persuasion.
Okay, roll me a persuasion check. Okay.
26. I'm rolling great tonight.
Damn.
Good job. Oh my god.
That's a 19
David's
on the
been
die.
waiting for this for weeks. David's like, please just give me a W. I'm so fucked. So I think, Selfie, you go up to this man and like you start to tell this lie, and then you're just like, oh fuck. So hot. And then Zigzil, who David, I love you, but has no wisdom to speak up, just kind of shoves her out of the way and goes, dude, you need to give your friends a break because they're freaking out.
I want to be clear that Zigzil is putting on like this, just a face of disappointment.
Buddy, you gotta give him a break. Talon looks a little hurt by it. Okay. Carva, this could be the win, or it could be another failure. What do you choose to do?
I think she'll take kind of a cue from Zigzil with the whole like, we gotta show them we're kind of on their side thing. She's gonna approach the man who has fallen and defecated in his pants.
Yeah, this guy's having a bad fucking day.
She's gonna approach him and give him a smile and hold out her arms and say, I know we're not Aegis, but we also like to help. And she's gonna, she wants to use her strength to help him stand back up.
So you're gonna use your athletics?
Yeah.
Okay, roll me an athletics check.
Show this guy how
Are
strong
you gonna use your little hammer?
I can.
Your little squeaky hammer, or are you gonna save it?
Aren't you also the strongest person in the party?
She is.
By a large margin.
She's the strongest.
Yeah, rogues have strength and constitution, right?
They do be having that.
Yeah. How do I tie this in? She'll
You
pretend
hit
like
the ground and there's like a little before you pick them up.
Yeah, she'll pretend like she spots one of the bees and she'll swat it with the mallet.
Good call.
So this will be at advantage. All right. 22.
Okay.
Holy shit, a +7 to athletics.
Damn.
That's a good, yeah.
You help this individual up. And you see a relief on this goblin's face. You see that this is a kindness that will soon not be forgotten. And you see the Talon goes, well, men, seems like we need to continue our search. And the group heads away. And you guys are left alone in a dim cobblestone courtyard. And with that, we are going to cut over to Digit. Digit, you rolled an 8. It's going to take you considerable time, but your progress will not be impeded by the Talon and his battalion. Takes you a good 30 minutes before you stumble upon V. V, in this moment, knowing everything you know, you see Digit. You are fully visible in this back alley. Digit, what do you do seeing your friend shaken and frozen for the first time that you've seen V like this?
I think Digit, having found him, is going to, man, he's gonna say, there's a lot we need to talk about. I don't know if now's the time, but we need to get you somewhere safe. I don't know if there's anywhere on the island like that.
You hear this.
Mm-hmm.
A voice of Aegis. What do you do?
V at first will... I think V would, the moment he saw Digit, he would have like had his mask halfway into his shirt pocket again. Then he will turn his back to Digit and say, "And I assume you spoke with the Talon then."
I did. I spoke to the Talon. He told me some things. I learned what he's planning, what he's looking for. And I think we need to find those missing legs. I think we need to keep you safe.
He will just turn his head slightly. You're not fooling me, Aegis. Then there'll be like a couple of unbuttonings of his front, of his peacoat, and he'll just say, "I should have known better. Allow my arrogance to get the better of me again, traveling around with a fucking Aegis. Really should have known bloody better."
Look, V, you taught me something. Traveling with you, I don't know how to put it into words, but I don't think... Well, I wasn't thinking before, and now I am. Whatever the right hand wants with you, I think they're wrong. I think...
And sorry to interrupt, but as you say that, V will slip his left hand out from underneath his coat, and he will turn, and with a single flurry of motion, throw his coat in between himself and Digit to block line of sight for a brief moment. And then when you see him again, his blue azure shirt has been opened, and you see some sort of leather holding sort of piece of equipment strapped to his side. And in his left hand, pointed at you. I'm going to do my best to describe what this device is, and I want you to see if you can figure it out. If not, I'll just tell you. 3 tubes, all parallel to each other, connected and welded together, made of beautiful, well-polished, and very well-constructed steel. All going to some sort of axis. It's a little coaxial sort of attachment. All connected to a wooden handle with a hammer-like protrusion sticking out the back at the top. And a curved protrusion down the bottom with his finger wrapped around it. All 3 of these are pointed at you.
Ooh, okay. I don't think Digit recognizes what this is, but knowing V, it's reasonable to assume it's a weapon. Seeing that he's...
Digit actually might, wouldn't?
Oh, he
Digitory.
might know?
Digit would not,
Oh,
but someone from the right hand would.
Oh. Yeah.
right.
I think, and like as a player, unless the DM wants to challenge me on this, I don't think...
As a player, you can tell me, what do you think this is?
Well, no, I was gonna say, I think V would see that Digit doesn't recognize it. Like, even through the mask, there's no recognition. There's a flinch as you make this motion, but like he doesn't know what that is. He assumes it's some kind of weapon. And
It's definitely a weapon.
yeah, that's what he assumes. And seeing that, he's gonna open his arms wide. Just like if you haven't center pointed the weapon on him, he's gonna move so that it's aimed right at his heart, and he's gonna say, "If you feel threatened, kill me."
And with that, we are going to take our 10-minute break.
I thought you were going to say that was the end.
Damn!
Oh god.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. When we get back, we're going to resolve our divine intervention, and we're going to resolve this scene. We will take a 10-minute break right now, but thank you all, and we will see you very soon.
Oh boy, here we go.
Welcome back, everyone, to another Skyheart lore video. Today we are going to be talking about Aegis, as that's what you guys voted on in the Dandrew Streams Discord channel. So I'm going to tell you today a little bit about Aegis, the god figure that these islands are surrounded about. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about the tenets of Aegis, and then lastly, I'm going to break down the structure of Aegis and its people. So, 100 years ago, before the Great Ascension, Aegis was a figure. Some claim that Aegis was a god, but it's extremely unclear. All that is clear is during the Great Ascension, as the islands began to rise, Aegis was fighting back against the Anchor incursion. Aegis themselves fought to protect the people and to make sure that as many as possible could get onto the islands. When the islands rose, it is said that this figure died but as the islands reached their rightful places in the sky, that this figure was reborn as a god. It is said that their mortal form lays deep within the crypts beneath the White Stone Church, which is a very prominent and beautiful location on Aegis. The islands of Aegis grew up around the church, and the people of Aegis strived to live up to the example of the figure that protected as many as they could before the islands ascended. They wish to protect those that are too weak to protect themselves, and they also wish to defeat evil no matter what cost. As a result, Aegis has grown into an island that accepts anyone, pending that they accept the tenets of Aegis. The very important thing to note about Skyheart and the lore of the floating isles is there's a higher density of monstrous races on Aegis because of this. And because of this sort of acceptance and love, they formed this civilization that is very collectivistic. So we're going to take some time now and we're going to talk about the breakdown of the different population of Aegis. So first we're going to start with the body of Aegis. This is the overall whole of the populace of Aegis, and they are tasked with the day-to-day tasks, so like unskilled labor, as well as continuing to grow the population of Aegis. A very important thing to note is if you are born on Aegis, you are simply indoctrinated and brought into the fold. The next is the legs of Aegis. They're the skilled labor force of Aegis. These are mostly comprised of young individuals who, at a young age, show this adaptability for skilled labor. Stuff like crafting, blacksmithing, painting, writing, any sort of that mastery. They are removed from their homes and they're trained specially in order to hone and continue to foster their skills. Following that are the arms of Aegis, and these are the protective forces of Aegis. It's broken down into two different factions. There's the left hand, which our beautiful cowman Digit is from, and the left arm is really focused on humanity, aid, helping all of those in the floating isles, as well as spreading the word of Aegis. To break it down a little bit further, there's the palm, which is to the kind of overseer of the digits of Aegis. The digits are independent agents that get sent out into the world in order to spread the word of Aegis, provide humanitarian aid. On the other hand, there's the right hand of Aegis, and this is the more military aspect. They are focused more so on striking down evil and protecting the floating isles from any further anchor incursions. They too have a palm that controls the hand. However, the very important thing to note is there are no right digits. They're the talons of digits. And these are, again, specialized, trained individuals that are sent out into the world to stop the anchor, no matter what the cost. Following the arms of Aegis, we're going to talk a little bit about the head of Aegis. This is the ruling class. They are, from a young age, selected and trained how to make decisions, how to think in a very grand scheme and scale. They show exceptional dedication and skill. There are further factions within the head of Aegis, which is something that later on in Skyheart, I'm sure we will discover and talk a little bit more about. But before we end our video today, I want to discuss the last part of Aegis. There's the heart of Aegis. No one has ever seen who this individual is, but they are considered to be the closest thing to Aegis themselves. It is a well-guarded secret. Only the top members of the head of Aegis were ever allowed to interact with this individual. But with that is our lore video on Aegis. I hope you guys found this helpful and useful, and have fun watching. Bye!
All right, everybody, we're back.
Hi guys, we missed you. All right, to narrate the scene, B is holding Digit at gunpoint, and Digit, seeing that his friend is horribly anxious, moves himself so his heart is centered where B would strike. And he essentially tells his friend, do what you have to do. We are going to turn this. We're gonna do some experimental shit right now, gang. We are going to jump back to a time far before this.
Mm-hmm.
B,
Yosh.
you find yourself on a ship. You are sailing away from everything you know, alone. It's not what you have planned, but here you are, alone, in the middle of the great blue sky. You are leaving the only home you've ever known, and you are sailing towards this great unknown place, a place known as Tri-Capital. Heard of it. But legs are never allowed to venture beyond the island of Aegis. You've left the person you love behind, and you, in your breast pocket, hold shards of that identity of the legs that you know. How are you feeling in this moment?
At this moment, this would have been before V, solidified his identity, so he's terrified. Absolutely terrified. But he is more terrified of going back.
Yeah.
He's wanted to be freed for so long, but and seeing what he saw they did to him, he just ran. He's more scared of going back. He doesn't want that to happen to him as well.
Sure.
And he doesn't know where else to go, so he just leaves. V looks over to this small box on the far side of the boat where he's sitting, and he opens it. And inside is a single-barreled flintlock pistol. Very finely made, though very crude at the same time.
Yeah. You, in fact, had spent your whole life on the development of this.
Mm-hmm.
It is your sole purpose of living.
Mm-hmm.
Your sole purpose of anything. You are legs, and this is your creation. But you escaped. This is all you have to your name.
He just looks over the weapon. He does as you... And this is probably like an obsessive point. He just looks it over, makes sure it's all working. And then he stares at it and clutches it tightly with both hands. One hand around the barrel, one hand around the handle.
Yeah.
And he just says, if they take you from me, then at least they won't take what we made.
And with that, a individual walks up to you. It's the first time you've thought about this for a long time because you didn't notice them. You were too clouded in emotions. But you hear their voice like a knife cutting through those layers of anxiety. A woman's voice as she says, "Sailor, what is your name?"
I am V.
Swallowed wrong. The woman smiles with honeyed eyes.
Fuck me.
Welcome aboard, V. Let us get you home. We cut back to present day. To you, V, standing at the edge of a dimly lit alleyway covered in blood and grime and mold. Digit, you move purposefully, heart over that critical point. You know this is a weapon, and you trust in your friend. Be you here. Shoot me if you have to.
It just hears a single sound coming from the weapon in hand. And it's like a clicking metallic sound as he pulls the hammer back on the top of this revolver, and he says, "Why would I trust you, Aegis? Why now? Why would you wake up now, of all times? Why you?" You see his hand begin to tremble as he tightens his grip on the gun. The only reason his index finger hasn't squeezed that trigger, you can probably tell there's a lot of discipline behind how he is holding that weapon.
Yeah, as he asks, why now? Why wake up now? Digit's gonna look at him and he's gonna say, "'Cause I love you, man. You listened to me when I needed someone. I wanted to listen to you, but I couldn't hear what you were saying. Now I do. I want to help you. And if shooting me is going to make you feel better, more safe, then go ahead and do it."
You are such a fucking idiot. And he's going to lower the gun, have it pointed to the side. Shooting you wouldn't help at all. Why would it? It's not like I can shoot my problems away.
Maybe not now. If we can get out of here, find somewhere safe, we can find problems to shoot later.
And indeed, as you say that, Digit, we're going to cut back to a scene for you. Because Andrew taught me the power of flashbacks.
Whoa.
We are going to cut back to you, Digit. That's not right.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty happy Digit music.
We're going to cut back to a conversation you had with your palm.
Oh.
The right hand is after the legs. If they get to those legs first, it's over. Thinking back on it now, I would say for you, Digit, although it mattered to you in a humanitarian way, it wasn't personal. But looking back on it, it was always personal. We cut back to 10 years ago in the academy. A Digit and a Talon square off, top of their class. A familiar dance. You stand across from a blonde Talon with a glittering white smile. They bow to you, as they always do before these matches of importance. No matter who wins, it is but for the glory of Aegis.
I couldn't agree more.
Believe that in your heart? Is this person fighting for the glory of Aegis?
I don't think Digit believes that.
Okay. You square off. This person of steel and metal, unholy and unnatural against your bare hands. Roll to attack.
Ooh. Unarmed attack roll. That's a 19.
Does not hit. Your hand strikes out as it was trained to do and bounces back against the armor. Again, there's that sickeningly saccharine sweet smile. Do not worry. You are here to help. I am here to do the will of Aegis. They roll to attack. $19.
19? That hits.
You feel the slice of this great sword into your shoulder and your chest, cutting in deep and drawing blood. Although the smile is genteel, you see in the eyes with your passive insight a glee, a mirth, joy beyond joy as you are cut and bled. You know everything you need to know about this talent. You knew it from the moment you first drew blood in the pit. They're after one thing. What is that thing they are after, Digit?
Blood.
Correct. We cut back to this alleyway. Digit and V standing 5 feet apart, looking at one another. V, do you trust your friend in this moment? Liam, you're muted.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I was. Whoops. Okay.
Oopsie.
V takes his revolver and sets it back into the holster strapped to his side underneath his agitator shirt before closing it up. Once again.
Do you trust your friend?
Yep. He
Okay.
wouldn't have put his weapon away otherwise.
Digit, what do you do in this moment?
I think once he puts the revolver away, or the gun away, I guess, there's a moment of kind of clarity, and I think this corresponds with the flashback and kind of hearing the palm's words in his mind. He turns to V and he says, the left palm spoke to me. He said something. He said that the left hand is searching for a missing legs, and that if the right hand should find them, Aegis will fall to ruin.
They don't necessarily want me. They want what I know, what I can build. And V will gesture to the gun in his shirt. Do you know what this is?
A weapon, it looks like? What is it?
It is a weapon that they could not build without me. That I built. That I invented. Me and one other, but that's no longer important. They want this weapon because, essentially, it'll revolutionize warfare. No longer would a soldier need to use a sword to get in close into danger. you could wage war from a distance and do so comfortably. Before an enemy formation even came within 100 yards of you, you could fill them with enough holes to make cheese out of them. They want this weapon and they want its power. And they want me because I stole it when I left. But this isn't theirs to have.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, and please don't take this as an offense. It's not meant as one, but I have never heard anything in my life that defies the will of Aegis more than that.
I'll take that as a compliment.
I thought you might, but no, I agree. The right hand cannot have this weapon. I frankly believe no one should have it, but that's a talk for another day. I trust you, and I hope you come to see me as a friend, because I don't want the right hand to get a hold of you. So, where do you think the safest place on this island is?
I want V, if you don't already know this answer, make me a history check.
I think I know the answer already.
What's the answer?
It would be it's called the Tipsy Tower.
It's the Tipsy Tavern, yeah.
Yeah, Tipsy Tavern. V just crosses his arms, pauses for a moment. Tipsy Tavern. Kat and I have an agreement. She won't hand me over to them.
All right. So I would say at this point, the whole party, you would know at any point, you can draw the beacon card to just essentially give an automatic success to something. Andrew, if you want to put up another divine intervention challenge, this is the time to do this.
Oh, yeah. Indeed it is.
But if you guys don't want to use your beacon right now, I need you two to make me a stealth check. And I would say at the Tipsy Tower, you will all reconvene, because I feel like you guys all kind of got the vibe of, like, this is our safe spot in this island. I would say the folks that distracted the battalion do not need to make a stealth check. You just automatically are allowed to go back there.
So does that mean V and Digit do need to make stealth checks?
They do need to make stealth checks unless you pull your Aegis card right now, or your Beacon card right now, just to be like, automatic success. We're done.
It's funny that Aegis isn't here for this. Nah, I'll roll
Aegis
stuff.
ain't here. Beacon might be here.
Oh, snap, dog. This is Beacon's Island, kinda.
Yeah.
It is Beacon's Island.
All right, do you want us
What do you
to...
say?
Oh?
I was about to say, what do you say, Andrew? Do you want to roll or pull the automatic I win button?
Oh, you know me, Liam. Let's roll for it.
You're in it. Oh no! This was a mistake.
Oh my god!
Before I announce the results,
What
you
have we
guys
done?
before I announce the
Very bad
results,
decision.
you guys can draw the card.
I kind of like the
Before I
idea of
announce
getting
the
caught, though.
results. You guys want to get caught?
Do you want to test this pepper box?
I've been wanting to test this pepper box for a long goddamn time.
Okay.
Let's fucking
Is that
do
a
this shit.
euphemism for something?
No, I just say I want to shoot someone.
It can be, baby.
I would prefer not to, but
The last
you know what? This is a
violence.
choice. This is the choice we made. Let's stick to it.
Let's do it. Emergent narrative.
This is what we're here for.
Okay. You guys want to play this game?
We're
Like
playing
I said,
it,
I don't
aren't
back. I made the choice. Andrew made the choice. Let's own the choice.
we? Let's do it. Yes.
All right, Digit V, roll up new characters.
Give me a second as I prep the map.
Oh boy.
Let me put you on a brief hold.
Talk amongst yourself.
See that graves over there? Don't worry.
What are the other
Don't worry
three
about
doing? What are you guys up to?
Okay, so we go back, I imagine, and we be like, oh my god, V is
Please
Aegis?
hold.
I mean, it kind of knew, but... and then maybe we go, so Zig, Are you guys breaking up then, or like what's going on?
I will probably kind of, after the whole thing, kind of just sit down and just like, you could probably tell that Zigzel's been through a lot over recent weeks, and it's just like, man. He kind of just looks down at his feet, it's just like, masks. And that's it.
Makes sense.
She'll lean over to Carva and be like, "So are they broken up or what?"
I mean, I don't know. Seems like it, huh?
I know. I really hope they make up because like they really had something
You
going
could-
on there.
You could do an insight check to see
If they're
you want.
broken up, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sophie will look at
At
him.
least for Zigzel's feelings on it.
Yeah. Sophie will be like, Sophie will like more directly be like, okay, but for real, are you guys like? That's a 19.
Is Carva gonna roll?
Yeah, sorry. Insight.
Oh.
10.
For Carva, it could go either way. You don't really know how Zigzel's feeling about V at the moment, but Selfie probably sees that Zigzel is more looking inward than outward at this moment.
Okay, well,
I
you
love
sit with your
Dungeons and
thoughts,
Dragons.
Consider a drink and a potato, maybe. And then just lean over to Connie and be like, I guess we'll see.
Oh, what a day.
Yeah, I hope Digit and V get back really soon.
I
That'd be
really
so
want to see
great.
both of them right now.
Yeah, also,
I wanna
because I
see
have a
both of them
million
here.
questions. Not a literal million, but like, yo, we got questions, I think.
Also, and she'll look around to make sure no one's watching.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
she'll pull that scroll from out of her sleeve. I
That's
still
upsetting.
have this.
That's a lot of people.
Oh, we should
Oh
definitely
boy, I gotta zoom out.
not open it up in public.
Oh,
I think,
no!
but for sure keep hold of it.
Are you guys certain you want to proceed with this course of action?
I want to see how this goes.
Oh my Jesus Christ.
I'm going to say this as a DM. Are you sure?
Liam, how are you feeling about this?
Here's the thing, I'm pretty sure I could outrun these guys, but I don't think it's a good idea for us both to do this.
We could try running away, or if somebody wants to make a heroic last stand.
I have plans on how we would get away, but we are not fighting this. No chance in hell would we fight this.
Yeah.
You still have the beacon card that you both can pull at any time. I am just going to say as a DM, are you sure?
And that's basically code for this is a terrible idea.
Yeah, it seems a whole lot like you want us to play that beacon card.
This is a whole lot like I want you guys to get the fuck out of here because I can't guarantee you guys will live.
Oof, man. The
We're not getting captured and be taken out of the game.
All right. I mean, the drama is pretty intense, but I feel like I don't know. Liam, do you want V to live?
I mean, I always want my characters to live, so...
All right, let's do it. Let's play that beacon card. Let's get out of here.
Let's play the beacon card, because I have strategies that
today?
I have strategies I could employ, but they're not surefire, so let's use a surefire option.
Oh man, I wanted to fight those dudes.
You could fuck them
Don't
up
worry.
later. We'll
have our chance. We'll have our chance.
Your
Later,
time is
later.
going to come, but you all get out of there and reconvene in the Tipsy Tavern.
Well, that was close.
Oh, you're back. And Sophie will look at Zeg and be like, he's back.
Oh,
Kinda
great. We're at this stage, aren't we?
Just
Um,
kind of look at V for a moment and kind of turn away.
Y'all see Kat approach you guys, like Oh my god, I'm so happy you guys are back. Can I like get you a drink, some food, or would you guys like to go somewhere private? Because there's definitely a lot of people listening to you here.
I'll have a
Very
baked
good idea.
potato and privacy, please.
Oh, yeah, can we do
Right.
both? Could we do
We
both?
do room service. If you could
Ooh.
just go upstairs to your room, one of your rooms.
Absolutely.
As
Oh
as
my
V goes
God.
past Cat, as V goes past Cat, he will say, "There's a special order of wine that I think some very heavily armored soldiers probably deserve. Don't you agree?"
And she does this thing where she puts a hand around your shoulder, not in a threatening way, but in a "boo, I got you," like keeping her arm between yourself and the door, and just goes, "I would love nothing more. They definitely were asking about you last week, so upstairs, baby. I will make sure they get their special wine."
Excellent. New York can count on you. And he
And
makes
if
his
I
way
would
up.
take an order as well.
Sure. What do you want? Tall, dark, and handsome.
I will take 2 tall mugs of your strongest liquor
For sure.
and an equally sized mug of your clearest water. Please.
Totally. I'm like so on that. This should be up in your room in about like 10 to 15 minutes if you guys could scoot, because there should be guards here in about 3.
Okay, for sure. Thank you, Boo. And
Like,
Sophie will just start
Totally. Bye.
May. She'll start walking.
Zigzil, she called you
Yo.
tall, dark, and handsome. Was that flirtation?
Sophie will lean back and be like, sort of, but not really. Keep walking.
Y'all don't have to roll an insight. This is definitely part of the deal. This
Yeah.
isn't like a, wow, I'm super excited that you guys are here. This is, I'm upholding my end of the bargain.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, it's for performance.
Mhm. We're all playing the game.
We're all here.
Ew.
Oh boy, the grand game. Gotta love it.
This one's the
Okay.
tiny game.
So y'all go up to a room in the Tipsy Tower and settle in. And this is your time to kind of RP out what's going to happen and the aftermath of what the fuck just happened.
Yep.
Oh, for sure.
At this point, V just sits at the table, sets his feet up on it, rests his hands behind his head, and say, "Well, I take it the Talon has a poster of my face, or something of the like. Seems to be reasonable. And you all saw it. So let's just get this part out of the way as quickly as possible. What do you want to know?"
Do you dye your hair?
Not the first question I was imagining, but yes, I do.
Oh, how do you do it? I'm like, maybe later, but like for sure tell me about that, because it is really nice. Actually,
It
is
took a
nice.
lot of time to actually perfect it this way.
I'm sure.
Do you have any idea how hard it is to make it look both silver and natural?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Oh yeah, that takes a really long time. I had a friend on the surface who used to do it, and like.
Okay, I think guards are coming. If we've got more questions, maybe.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think we'll be alright up here for
guys-
now.
Yeah, I would say you, especially B, would know this because he made the deal.
Yeah.
As long as you are in a room of the Tipsy Tower, unless there is a full-on incursion, you guys are safe.
Yeah.
Kat has made a deal with B. As long as she keeps you guys safe, she will get free room and board for her and Kit, and they get to leave on the next island, no questions asked.
All right.
Mhm.
You are reasonably safe here.
At the very least, I'm fairly certain that Cat won't sell us out because our interests align, at least for the time being. So I think we'll be fine here for now.
Do you think you know why the captain wanted you on that ship?
Oh, that one's easy. And V just reaches under his shirt, takes out his pepperbox revolver, sets it on the table.
What's that?
Ah, right. Technically, this was once what was referred to as a flintlock pistol. Of course, I've made some adjustments at this point. I have dubbed it the pepperbox. Essentially, this is a ballistic firearm that shoots rounded metal projectiles from one of the chambers. This is a bit of an addition of my own, as you can see by the routing that goes down the spout here, here, and here. This one shoots enchanted projectiles in the form of spells, in a sense. Of course, I don't use incantations for this particular form of magic, but long story short, shoots metal, thing that gets hit by metal dies.
Contraption designed to kill lots of things very quickly.
It's essentially yes.
Is this something that Selphie might have seen before?
Roll me a history check at disadvantage.
Well, regardless, it's an 8.
You have not seen this before.
Okay.
Essentially, they want me because I'm one of the only 2 people in this world that knows how to make these. And to be quite frank, I could probably make it from scratch, given enough time, but I would be patching up a lot of holes in the original design, as with the other one without me there. We sort of built it together, so yeah, when I took the original, it's really difficult to replicate. So they've probably been searching for me for this particular item for the past 10 years.
Is that how long you've been gone from Aegis?
Yes. I left probably, well, not precisely 10 years, more like 9, but close enough.
Okay.
And have they been searching for you this whole time?
I imagine so, though I suppose they've been growing more and more anxious about finding me. They've yet to send an entire platoon of right hand after me, so that was surprising.
Yeah, that's
But yes,
new.
I've been hiding from inquiries and scouts for a long while now. It isn't very hard if you present yourself a certain way.
I'll say.
Would you know why they're suddenly becoming more anxious about this, maybe? Did you,
Now
do
that's...
you know?
In terms of why they'd be more anxious, I mean, your guess is as good as mine, though I think this has, or may have something to do with the worsening state of the world. Just from what we've seen, it seems like things are getting more dire. Purely anecdotal, but I mean, the anchor incursions we've seen, the captain's, for lack of a better word, terrorist attacks on multiple islands, I mean, this is a mess.
Yeah.
Indeed, and the very militaristic groups such as the Right Hand would probably want this to shoot it, rather than try to figure it out. They've always been the shoot first, ask questions later sort of people.
Yeah.
Selphie will like kind of nod like, that type kind.
Yeah, they will shoot you if you're still alive, then they might answer questions if they don't shoot you again.
It's more likely they'll shoot you again.
Yes, that is more likely they will shoot you again.
Would
Yeah.
there be any convincing them that maybe trying to pursue a...
I would say the
No.
only person who could roll this. Digit. Insight at disadvantage.
I think I know the answer. So it's insight at disadvantage. I think I know the answer. 17.
There is a chance. Not this Talon. You've met only one reasonable Talon in your whole life.
Do I maybe know this Talon's name? Or, well, I mean,
Talon.
I guess, yeah, all Talons are named Talon. Damn it.
You do know,
You know
it's
this
Talon.
Talon as a tiefling.
All right.
A pink-skinned tiefling. With long hair. Dressed in the garb of a soldier.
Pink, tiefling, Talon. Sorry, I'm making a note of this. Because
It's very important that you do.
This is news
Yeah, good
to
idea.
me. Yeah, so I think as V laughs at this notion, I think Digit kind of like there's a moment where he kind of darkly chuckles along, and then like it's like a light bulb goes off. He's like, well, as a whole, the right hand tend to attract the more militaristic and I guess conservative elements of Aegis, but there was a Talon I met once.
Wait, you guys had a choice? That's new.
Well, yeah, but there was a tiefling, a pink one, a Talon who actually seemed to, well, care, for lack of a better term. There's a lack of empathy in the right hand, but this one seemed at the very least amicable, reasonable. Maybe if this Talon on this island, no amount of reason would ever reach his ears, but maybe this tiefling, if we were to go over his head.
Okay, good to know. You wouldn't happen to know any information on how to find this tiefling, would you?
I have no idea where they are, unless they've been stationed elsewhere. Unless they've been deployed, they're probably on Aegis.
Okay.
And just to put this out there, I'm not going anywhere near that island, so if you do go there, you're going without me. Just pointing that out there.
That makes perfect
That's
sense.
fine and totally acceptable. Your choices are your own.
Unless we can guarantee your safety, I wouldn't want to bring you there. That's
Yeah, I think it would not make sense to take you to Aegis.
I might be
Good,
able
because
to.
I'm going to be blunt with you. If you did put me on a ship and take me to that island, I would burn that ship down before we got within 100 miles of that island.
I see.
Sophie's gonna look at him and be like, "Bro, I agree with you. It's okay. I get it. I get the
Like, the
intensity."
moment, like, V's visage totally changed to, like, that serious face. You can tell he's probably being serious. He would probably burn a ship
Yeah.
before he
Look,
goes back to that island.
She's like, "Damn, don't kill us all, bro."
We'll talk about
Chill."
this later. For now, we're on Tri-Capital. We don't have to worry about any other islands.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
you're right. You're right.
Sophie will go and just pat him on the shoulder, like, "It's all right, man. Like, if you don't want to go somewhere, we won't force you."
Well, you can probably understand my caution.
Yeah,
You
no, I
got sent
totally
back
do,
and
but
forth,
you
sir.
don't need to be afraid of us, okay? We're your friends. You can trust us. I'm happy that you're now opening up to us, though a little disappointed that this is what it took. But I understand it. I get it.
When you live by a different name, different identity, different everything for 10 years after all you knowing was a dogmatic, bloody cult-like sensibilities, yeah, you tend to be hard to trust.
I know.
It's a lot to deal with. We can't even imagine what he's going through.
Yeah, I
Oh.
wouldn't expect to understand, but I can understand the caution.
Well, like I
Still
said,
sad,
we've got...
though. I'm allowed to
Yeah.
have my feelings.
Yes,
So
well,
do you want to see it, V? And she'll pull out the poster. Do you want to see your wanted poster?
yeah, sure, why not?
And she'll hand it over to him.
V just
V.
looks over and what is it?
This is a picture of you when you graduated the academy.
Of course they would choose this.
You would know who would be standing next to you in this photo.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I'll speak up and be like, "It's always good to see your face on a wanted poster, isn't it?"
I mean, depends on the wanted poster, and V just... You see his visage change again for a moment, but then he just quickly snaps back to that happy or just goofy smile. Just, I mean, they didn't get me on a good day. I mean, look at this mask. It hasn't been even properly polished. God, I was a wreck.
Sophie's
It
gonna
was-
look at it and be like, "Oh, but you were so so young, so cute."
Hey, I graduated 2 years younger, so that's the reason for that.
I was just teasing. It is adorable, though. Sophie will then kind of look at Carva like, "Zig finally talked. Did you hear that?"
Okay, so
Like I said, any questions will be answered. So, do you have any more?
this is the time. After this, I'm going to lay out exactly what you guys are up against, and I am going to tell you what the trajectory of this is going forward.
I want to have a moment later with V in private.
Good.
Okay, that is noted. Is there anything else you guys want to do in public before this is over?
I know you're opening up. You're asking questions. This one might be a little personal. Feel free to say no if you don't want to share, but it seems like you had, a special friend with you. You said that you worked with someone else to make your pepper box. Who was that? Can you tell us about them?
Yeah. And his visage changes again. This one's a lot more depressed. I won't say his name. But Aegis, you should know that I knew his name, and he knew mine. That should tell you something.
There's a nod of
So-
knowing approval from Digit.
The rest of y'all can roll history checks.
Yes.
And it's like tapping his finger on that mask.
Jesus
And-
Christ. 4?
Okay. Selfie and Zixil, you don't know what that means. Carva. There are 3 Aegis names. The first name is Aegis. Middle name is your role. The last name is your true name. To give away your true name is a implicit level of trust. You know this because you might have met an Aegis who did this to you once in your travels. And it is not to be taken lightly, nor is it to be spoken about. Okay. Go ahead, gentlemen.
And V just taps his mask for a moment. I knew his name, he knew mine. We were close. Closer than I've been with anyone else in my entire life. We first met while we were manning the wall to Fringe. I was an engineer helping to keep that place afloat amidst a monster attack. He was also legs, it was I'll escape there. Getting a bulkhead back up on a wall while being constantly assaulted by nightmarish fiends. The kind that have literal pincers and scythe protrusions growing out of their back. Typical Acre stuff. And I'm there. And I think I'm probably only alive because of him as well. I remember getting hit in the back of the head, probably nearly killed. Woke up with him dragging me to a safe spot. He spoke after that, we were close, and we both graduated the academy 2 years younger than normal. That's why we were essentially tasked with developing new weapons. He was a talented combat engineer, just like myself. So we thought of ways to be able to better fight off creatures before they actually reach the wall to do damage. The cannon was an easy one to create, though that was done before us. We struck upon the idea of what if such a device could be held into every soldier, capable of similar levels of destruction, even if on a small scale. Then we set to work on creating the flintlock, a miniaturized version of the cannon, capable of being held in one hand, a shot powerful enough to pierce any armor, and deal enough force and damage to scramble the insides of anything it hits. That is what we created together. We created this so maybe people on the wall wouldn't be slaughtered as often. A few weeks after we created it, we began to have doubts. This was a weapon that was incredibly powerful. And we'd seen the right hand before. You've seen the right hand today. They're zealous. Let's be completely blunt. They are zealous. They will turn this weapon against not just creatures of the Anchor, but people. And with weapons like this in their hands, they could spread out all across the world and be pretty much unopposed. Even magic could have trouble dealing with this sort of thing, if used properly. So, the original plan was we wanted to take this weapon and get off the island. We had been talking about freeing it for a long time. We'd both seen the people on the wall fall. We didn't even know any of their names. They were just Aegis Digit, Aegis Talon, Aegis Hand. Not a single one of them died with anyone knowing who they were. They were all just faceless mannequins, drones to be thrown against the Horde and forgotten. Neither of us wanted that. So we made a plan to leave. But on the night we were to run, I got there first. We both expected this, so I waited. And Aegis Legs never showed up. I waited all night. The box in my hands. At first I thought maybe he was just held up, so I went back. I didn't see him. I couldn't find him. I didn't hear from him again for a couple of weeks. And when I met him, he was different. Changed. He didn't want to be free anymore. He didn't want anything like that. All he wanted to do was serve Aegis. And he didn't treat me like he didn't love me anymore, as far as I could tell. He treated me like a stranger. They turned him into an unfeeling drone again. I was terrified. So, that night, I essentially brute forced my way through a bunch of things, probably left a bigger trail than I thought, and I left. The boat that I had planned to leave in was still there, thankfully. That's why and how I left. Haven't looked back since.
I would say you would notice
Now,
that
one of the crewmates on the boat was the captain.
Yeah. And as V just then ponders for a moment, it makes a bit more sense now why the captain put me on that list. She knows I'm from Aegis.
Does she know why you left? What you've created?
Roll me an insight check, B. At
Yeah.
disadvantage.
Ooh.
Insight disadvantage. That's a 9, Chief.
I don't know, just as many of your party don't know. Just don't know what she knows and what she doesn't.
Honestly, I don't know how much about me she knows. Beyond the fact that I'm from Aegis, I wouldn't be surprised if she does know why I left, but too many unknowns.
It's worrisome that the captain's involved in all this, but I'm sorry to hear the circumstances that you were put through. It's awful.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. So, there it is. You know who I am? And also one thing. Do not ask me what my name is. There is only
Maybe it's
one
just
man...
V.
And V will hold up one finger. There is only one man in this world who knows my name, and that's how it's going to stay. As far as I'm concerned.
I think Sophie and everyone else all agree with this, and she'll just be like, "Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
that's totally fine." I do
Alright.
wonder though
Good.
if do you know like I mean, I imagine you want him back. Is there anything that we could do to help with that? I mean, I know you don't want to go back to Aegis, and that's fine. But maybe we could do something.
He just
It wouldn't
Uh,
be good for them to have him anyway if he knows how to make this weapon.
B and Digit roll me a history check.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I feel sad. History check?
History for both of you.
That's a
damn.
25.
4.
He's got a lot of history skill.
No kidding.
Digit, you think what you may. Leaving Aegis is a weird concept that really hasn't occurred to you before today.
Yeah, I can't even fathom what they do to people who leave Aegis.
V.
They don't do anything because no one leaves, right?
Hey!
Sorry.
V, you've seen several things.
Mhm.
See the people who've spoken about unhappiness, leaving, and then disappearing. You've seen people just disappearing and never returning. And there is your story. You know people who have wanted to disappear, but never do.
Yeah.
You are a rare exception as far as you know.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to put in your court with that.
Mm. As far as I know, I'm the only person to have ever actually left. It might be because I'm the only person that managed to get away, and other people who show interest in wanting to leave, they just get taken and reprogrammed. I should probably emphasize that the only person that either of us talked to about leaving was each other. So maybe that's how I got away. Because I didn't tell anyone else.
Okay. I wonder if what they did to him was something, I don't know. I've heard of like hypnotism and stuff. Does that sound like maybe that's
No.
what it was?
No, not that simple. I tried for several days to try to get him to just talk to me. It was more fundamental than that.
Do you think he's... oh, sorry.
No, you go.
Do you think he's still with us?
If you mean with us alive, then I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
I would say V, his worth and value is more alive than dead.
Yeah.
And I would say Digit, you've never heard of someone being reprogrammed before.
If he's still alive, there's maybe a chance, but
I
that's
don't know.
the tall order.
Okay.
I didn't want to stick around and find out if they would do the same to me. I get the feeling
That's
they
fine.
would have.
Yeah, I get it. Well, I guess just I'm sure we'll get around to Aegis at some point. And until then, maybe consider if you're willing to tell us at least what he looks like. Maybe we can find him and I hate to say this, but kidnap him. I know it would be technically against his will, but it sounds like something happened to him that changed. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound like he wanted to stay. Especially.
Oh, absolutely not. We were talking,
Yeah.
we made plans to leave, and then he just changed. You
Yeah,
don't do that
exactly.
normally.
It doesn't make sense. So I'm not really into taking people against their will, but
To be blunt with you, will has very little to do with what goes on in Aegis.
okay, great. So I mean, I'd be willing to kidnap him for you to get him back, and maybe there's something that we can do to help him remember again.
Yeah. And I'm all for that plan. It sounds like that's long term. We should maybe circle back around
It's
to
for
short
sure
term.
long term,
Yeah,
but I just mean something to think about in the meantime. Just
Yeah. It's
and you
something
don't have to
think
share
about.
everything about him with us. Just if you want to, feel free. Okay.
It's an
And
easy
I
way
would say
Oh, sorry, you go.
Carva and Zigsil, roll me an insight right now.
Oh,
Double tens.
double tens.
Double 10s. Yep. I would say both. This is an easy roll for both of you. As this conversation is going on about
Double tens hot da.
V and the stakes and future plans, you two have been very quiet, and I think it's because you two are both very goal-oriented people. I think Digit, this hits close to home, and Selfie, you're just like, holy shit, freedom of choice is being taken away. This is a lot.
That's
I
pretty
have
fucked up.
I have a reason why I've been
Yeah.
quiet.
But Zig and Carva, here are the stakes, and I think this is something you two would bring up. You all are wanted criminals who've been framed by the captain. Not only are you wanted by the Merchants Guild, but you are also wanted by Aegis now, by Association of V. You need to find a way to leave this island. That is where you are at. And we're going to roleplay out this scene, and then we're going to do Zigsil and V's scene.
Mhm.
Deal?
Yep. We need to get the hell out of here.
Oh, V, you're not thinking about this right now. Only
Oh,
Carva
sorry.
and Zigsil are, because I
Sorry.
want to include them in the conversation.
Sorry.
It's all good.
There was one question that crossed Carva's mind
Go for it.
to ask V. She would, I guess I'll say it in first person. Why do you still have this instrument of destruction, this pepper box, if all it's gonna do is cause this world the ultimate trouble?
B takes the weapon from the table and he holds it. He doesn't wrap his hands around the trigger at all. Like it's proper trigger discipline. He knows and respects this weapon. Holds it, looks it over. Because it can do good as well. This thing can be used to destroy. Its purpose is to do damage, obviously. But so can a lot of things. Technology is not evil in itself. No technology is evil in of itself. It comes down to the will of the one who holds it. This weapon in the hand of a Talon would be used probably as an instrument of domination, destruction, and, well, plain evil. I wanted to turn this work, my life's work, his life's work, into a tool that could be used to grant freedom to people who seek it. To maybe give a chance to those who can't fight because they are too weak, they do not know how to. I wanted to try to give them a tool to give them a chance against creatures infinitely more powerful than they are. That would do them harm and do so without a second thought. Whether it be Anchor, Aegis, or otherwise. And that is why I have worked on this weapon ceaselessly since I took it. Made it better, made it easier to use. Made it more powerful. Adjusted the way it can shoot, what it can shoot.
I would
I'm not-
say at the... Sorry.
No,
Do you have any more, Liam?
V was just about to say, I'm not ready to let it go yet, and I'm not ready to show anyone else, but I refuse to let this work just die in the shadows, so that someone with less scruples can eventually pick it up, because someone will. If I was able to do this, other people will too.
So I would
Sorry.
say at this point, Carva, that thought that I described to both you and Zigsil hits your head. The stakes.
So this goes beyond, like, this is way bigger than weaponizing disease that can be cured. This is something, once you're hit with it, you can't be cured of its effects.
There seems to be a lot of
And-
factors at play.
Yeah. This world just surprises me more and more every day. But it's even more important for us not get caught now.
I agree. So the question becomes, how the hell do we get off this island?
I would
Well,
say
we
at this
still-
point, Cat comes in. It has come in with your food, so there will be no further disturbances in the future. So you guys are just able to talk. Go ahead, Selfie.
You're good. Selfie is probably going to mention and say, well, we still have that meeting with Travik, that he might be able to help us. It might be worth looking into, at least to get off this island without too much of a ruckus. Because, I mean, I know we're already wanted, and, like, I'm mostly okay with that, but, like, also, it's so much hassle to be, like, hunted down, and at least if we can get Tri-Capital off our backs, getting anywhere else is probably going to be a lot easier. But if that doesn't work out, I mean, I could go try to talk to Zrock and see if maybe he has any ideas, see if he'd be cool if we just steal the ship again, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Oh, sorry, you go first.
Oh, I was gonna say, originally I was all for talking to the Merchants Alliance about possibly working something out, but the more we think about it, what would we have to give them to let us go? I mean,
Yeah, I have no idea.
by their logic, isn't the ship still theirs?
That's what they think. But it was going to Dire to be blown up. As it's a bomb. So
They don't
my
know
question
that.
is, yeah, they don't realize that. What were they going to be doing with it afterwards? Maybe we could see if we could, I guess, rent it out.
Do
You
you
want to
think?
know my opinion?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to give this guy to you guys for free because it's been a lot of twists and turns with this RP and plot. The Merchants Alliance sent the ship to Dire, so Dire didn't have to rent and pay any ships. It was a gift to goodwill. We're giving this to you so you all can just send this along, and this can just be an easy way for you guys to transport this processed cloth to us for free.
Okay, so they were just going to get cloth for free by giving them a ship, and that's it.
Yep.
Essentially, yeah, we're bypassing this. We're bypassing you guys having to pay to transport this.
And the bomb was Cal, it wasn't the ship, I guess, then.
Yeah.
The bomb was, as far as you guys are concerned, the captain and whoever was with the captain. I would say at this point, Zigsil would have identified to you guys his former master, Soil, would have been the one that was also in alliance with the captain, and that is a librarian.
Yep.
Okay. So this ship belongs to Dire, and now we have a ship that belongs to Dire, which makes this feel worse. Because they could really use that.
Well, then I guess we gotta ask ourselves the question: if we're not gonna give the ship back to Dire, it's because we need it for a greater purpose, right?
Essentially, what this ship was meant to be was essentially to give Tri-Capital greater wealth in the form of fabrics and silks and the like. Over time,
It
that
doesn't
wealth
sound like they were
problem...
going to get anything in return, and they need food.
Indeed. What are they going to use a ship for beyond just food deliveries? But the ship would have been used to transport fabric goods.
Plus, I mean, I hate to sound selfish here, but without this ship, how are we going to figure out what the connection is between the captain, the librarians, Anchor? How are we going to solve all this? I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong here, it seems like there's a conspiracy afoot, and we're the only ones who know about it.
This to you guys for free? Yes. What Digit is saying is true. There is a conspiracy that you all have been tied into by the captain specifically, with the exception of Selfie and Carva. Selfie, you know the reason you are not connected to this. Carva, you know the reason you were not connected to this is because the captain didn't know who you were. You were an accident.
Wait, why am I not connected again?
I will DM
I was
you
just there to
separately.
watch. Oh, okay, cool. I was like, hold on, I don't remember this one.
He is going to just rest his feet on the table, sit back in his chair, put his hands behind his back, and says, well, you know what I think? It sounds to me like this ship is just going to essentially widen the wealth gap in between Tri-Capital and Dire by giving Dire something that they don't really need much of and making sure Tri-Capital got, for free, a bunch more luxury goods.
Yeah.
And what are agitators for if not taking from people who have too much?
And Selfie will smile at this and be like, you know what, V? Yep. Sounds good. We do need to drop. I need to double check on the correspondence I sent out to see if I could get a trade route set up for actual food to get there. So I'll look into that again. But
Besides,
I agree.
if we're going to be treated like pirates, why don't we give them an actual reason to do so?
It would appear that it's the heroic thing to do. In my mind, I feel like that's pretty close to Aegis as well.
You know, yeah, that sounds good.
But I
What
feel
do
like we should confer with our lawman here, Zigzil. What do you think?
Zigzil this entire time has been just reading his journal. His mother's journal.
Oh.
Mom book.
So you might have to put in a little more effort to get his attention.
Okay.
Can V just put a quick smartass remark here, real quick?
Sure.
V's just gonna say, we got the classic Zixel brood mode on. All right, everyone get the pots of pans. We need to make a lot of noise. Make him out of his brood.
Sophie's gonna side eye V and be like, that mood is kind of your fault, you know.
What did I do? I've been completely open with you guys. What more can I do?
Zigzil, we're about to break
Sophie's
the
gonna
law.
give him that look and be like, V, come on. Like,
what is law?
All
right. So I am going to, because we're at 10:34 my time, solidify this. These are the facts you guys know. The captain has selected you all specifically. You all have specific ties to different factions. You all were included in a document to tie you to this boat. You are all tied to a crime that is akin to high treason in the Merchants Alliance. What do you do with that information? Knowing that you need to have this boat in order to stop the captain, and knowing that you have a meeting with Travok who might be able to pull some strings, what is your plan?
Could trust Travok.
I think we should not leave him hanging. At least we should explore that avenue, and if it goes south, we can always just leave.
That's
it might
true.
be difficult, but I think it's best if we try. Getting out of here and moving around across wherever we're going to be going is going to be a lot easier if we don't have people on our tail.
He's got connections with the people who are holding our boat, right?
Exactly.
Seems so.
Yes.
If he can't actually get the charges dropped for us, maybe he can at least convince these people that we're supposed to be let go, or at least that they need to leave long enough for us to get the hell out of here.
And I mean, what's the worst case scenario? We need to bust out of a courtroom?
Your Honor.
I object.
He just starts shooting into the air. I object, bang!
Oh, Jesus Christ. I imagine Selfie's gonna be like, I don't want to get to that point. I'm hoping that we can avoid a trial.
I suppose at the very least I owe Trevor another appearance for completely destroying his office.
You do owe him that. You totally fucked that up.
All right.
I think at least talking to Travik, trying to see if that avenue is worth exploring further. And then if it is not, we grab the kids, specifically talking about Cal and Zephyr. If Travik wants to come with us, I think it should be something that we leave open to him, especially if he's already tried to help us, because it is not going to be good for him here if they find out that he was trying to just help us out.
That's big
I
thinking.
imagine. He is taking a huge risk for us, so I think exploring that avenue, if he wants to leave with us, if it doesn't work out, we all bail.
Works for me.
All right.
Sorry I missed that.
No, V just
All
said
right.
works for me.
So you all have a plan. I would say with you guys having this plan in place, you all go to settle for the night. You all separate to separate rooms. Zixel, you stay behind in V's room. Going to allow you guys to have a moment here. Then we are going to break into a different scene for all of you. And then we are going to end tonight's session.
Let's do it.
Okay. I'd imagine there's like a bench or a table or something in the room.
Yeah, there's like the typical hotel desk.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to approach V at the table, and I've gotten my order, the 2 strong drinks and the 1 water. And I kind of just set these 3 mugs on the table between us. I kind of just sit there for a second and I kind of look to him and I say, remember when I took off my mask?
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking or why I did it. And now I don't know if I should have done it. And now knowing what I know about you, what does it mean to take off a mask? And Zixo looks to you kind of like waiting for an answer.
Yeah. V leans back in his chair and stares at the roof. That depends. Mostly on what that mask signifies to the person. When I first took my mask off, the first thing I did was throw it against the ground with all my strength. And he's going to take the mask out. It's Aegis mask. Set it on the table. For me, it was just an expression of rage. I lived my entire life for Aegis, and in 1 month, Aegis took everything from me when I was no longer useful to him. I was angry. I was afraid.
angry for you. When I came to this island, when we first met, I was sent on a mission to infiltrate the librarians. I was told to find a sword that I was told was made of real metal. And I just said, okay, I'll do that. I don't know why. I don't know much of anything about why this sword even matters, or I know that metal has value. I've been kept in the dark for a long time because my master put me in a place where I didn't really learn much about the world. And now I've decided that what I've been sent to do was no longer worth it. I took off my mask, but I don't think it's left me. And I think I'm going to pay a price for that task. And I'm scared now. But I believe you and I have more in common than one would originally think. And you see Zigzil kind of take a very large gulp out of one of the cups.
Yeah.
Roll up per perception.
Sure. Let's see. Where are we? 16.
You can tell that two of the glasses have wine. It's like a red-colored wine.
Yeah.
And the one I took a huge gulp of was just water.
Yeah.
And at that point, I will take one of the mugs full of wine and I'll hand it to you. And I will say, I commend you on taking off your mask. It seems you are a man capable of opening your eyes, and I only hope that I have opened my eyes to truths that are as true as yours. Drink up. I think we both need to relax a little bit. And I take another swig of the water.
B looks through to the wine for a moment, then sets it down while looking to Zixel. I don't think you need to hope for anything. We both know what it's like to hide behind something else, this visage, thinking it'll grant us protection or abilities that it normally wouldn't. It doesn't really matter if you can see perfectly clear. What matters is that you are willing to look. And you are. It doesn't matter how much you see today, you will see more tomorrow. And when you took off that mask, you let your eyes see unclouded. And you also you're seeing unclouded, and you're also willing to accept that everything you do is you. And that's all there is. Just you. That's what it means to take off the mask. To wear your own face, rather than someone else's.
That's just it. I don't know if I have a face to call my own.
The fact that you're looking is enough. A face is never built in one day. What, you think I look this good all the time?
I kind of just slap you on the shoulder a little bit. I kind of, I get up. To hell with zealotry. To hell with law. We make our own law.
Make our own
Make our own.
choices.
We make our own destiny. Exactly. Yeah.
So I
From
don't
your
know.
perspective, it kind of does seem like that. But
We find out later that what.
Did anyone hear me? I'm sorry, my bad.
It's fine.
I
No,
only
we-
heard a little bit.
I said,
We find
is
out-
he getting drunk off of water?
No, we find out later that cat pulled a trick on us, and the colored, like, drinks are just colored water,
It's
and the clear
Everclear.
one is it's ever clear wine. Oh God, no!
With that, I would say that is very good. You gentlemen settle into a deep sleep. I'm going to cut to 2 scenes now before we end tonight's session. We'll start with Selfie. Selfie, you dream of endless blue skies. You dream of a woman that you know very well. Almost like a sister, a maternal figure. The captain. She's far away, and you are chasing her ever closer, and a question looms in your mind. Why not you? Everyone else in your party is implicated. Everyone else has a paper trail. Why not you? What is the answer to that question in your mind?
I imagine at this point she is still in dream, remembering different moments with the captain, just small. And I imagine anyone who has had a close friend, sibling, family member, someone that like maybe they don't know super well, but they know that different little things, a look, a smile, a couple laughs here and there, she cares about Selfie. And Selfie knows this. And Selfie
Okay.
does still care about the captain.
How much?
Enough to feel incredibly betrayed.
So you feel betrayed.
Yeah.
Who's more important? This party of misfits or the captain?
That's definitely an internal conflict for her, and a part of her wants to care more about her party, but can't quite bring herself to do it. Because this is someone that she has been able to rely on, always come back to, and have someone there to just sit and understand. And now that's not quite there, and she wants to know why. She does still care about the captain, but it's all fucked up now.
Okay. You chase this figure to an unyielding gray mist. We are going to cut to Carva here. You dream you're deep below the earth, surrounded by stone. You know there is something frightening up ahead in the tunnel. You can choose to stay here, or you could choose to pursue it, that knowledge, that truth, the way to solve the mystery. But you know the way ahead is frightening. You know you could die. You know the people around you could die. What do you do?
I think there would have been a time before where Carva would have decided to stay back and keep herself safe. But I think now being out in the world more and seeing that you gotta be brave in order to affect change, she'll go down and try to defeat the bad.
Okay. The path. You hear a chuckle, like bells and chimes. It lights up the hallways. There's something resonating just behind you in your pack, like a missing puzzle piece. You reach behind you into your backpack and feel the jagged edges of something. You're familiar with it, but it evades your memory. You know you have to put it back. Whatever this is, only you can return it. You all hear a slamming on your door. Voices filling all of your minds now. Some of you, the voice is more urgent than the others, but it resounds to one message. Get up! They're like here. You all need to hide. And with that, we will end our session.
Oh boy, here we go again.
That was a hot session. A lot of hot lore, a lot of hot goss.
Yeah, and staying in the tradition that Andrew started last session, let's talk about what you all gained. What did we all learn? Andrew, do you want to take it away?
Yeah. So, how did I put it last time? Did I call it roses and thorns? I don't think I called it that.
Yes, roses and thorns.
Did I? Well, I think we focused on takeaways. We focused on what everyone's big takeaway was, but I think roses and thorns is a good way to put it. So Beth, since you have a fuzzy animal in your lap, I think you should go first. You have the talking cat. I guess, what was your rose? What was your big takeaway?
Oh boy. Well, what do you think, Smokey? Gosh, there's so much that happened. I think the big one is that, like, obviously V is Aegis, and like, hey, here we are, we got that going. So that's a big one. Whoa, hey, stay. Oh no, don't leave. I still have you.
Bring him to the camera. If you're gonna hold him, at least, bring him to us. But while you're bringing him to us, so what was the big thing for you, Beth? What was the big thing for Selfie? Big takeaway. Oh, I think you're on push to talk. You've got a push to talk.
I'm changing it to voice activity because I have a cat. All right, here we are. Okay. So I think the big takeaway for, oh gosh, it's hard to, hey, stop it. Just relax a minute, sir. I don't know. There's a lot that happened for sure. There wasn't like a whole lot with Selfie stuff for the most part. I think she is realizing, I guess, like, holy shit, am I like, she's like, I shouldn't care about this person that has absolutely fucking betrayed me. And put me in this situation, but at the same time, like, why? I need to know. I still care about this person, so I think she's kind of struggling with that a little bit. Hi.
Yeah, the big why. All right, then I guess I'll bring it back around to me then. Obviously, like, whoa, holy fuck, V's Aegis. Huge,
there we go.
Big. Also, I think Digit is getting a little further away from his dogmatic beliefs. He's questioning more, but it's interesting too because like I love that moment that Zigzil and V had at the very end there, because I think like Zigzil and V, like Zigzil's an egg and V kind of helped him hatch, and Ziggs is feeling free, and they can both kind of bond over that. I think Digit's change is a lot more subtle, and it's a lot more about critical thinking, but like Zigzil has cast off the yoke, and they are bros now. So like I think there's kind of like two different versions of what it's like to think critically. Like, oh, I'm free for the very first time, or wow, I finally have the lens to look critically at my beliefs, but I still hold those beliefs.
That's what V is about.
It's very cool. I think a lot of big brain stuff this session. Also, damn, so much Aegis lore. Anyone in chat who is still here, like, wow, they've got to be freaking out right now.
Oh, for sure.
What about you, David?
The the one moment that was just like fucking holy shit was when Zigzil, or not Zigzil, was when Digit, sorry I'm a little drunk now, was when Digit was when he just straight up lied. I was just like, whoa.
Yeah, I was not.
I gotta say, that was amazing. I was
literally,
like,
as a player, I knew exactly what Digit would do as a character. I knew exactly what I wanted to do as a player, and then I looked at the character sheet and I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I'm bad at lying.
Obviously, all of the V's walls crumbling down is a great, deserves as much. Yeah, the whole, as much time as we put into it was worth it. Yeah, it was well worth the wait, I think. And going back to what you said, Dandrew, that was kind of my goal, was to kind of, after last session, I needed to bring it back a little bit. I think that Zigzil and V have a lot in common.
Yeah.
And I really want that. I wanted the brief moment of conflict to kind of grow into something a little bit stronger.
And if I may, can I just say how fucking beautiful it was? Because last session, we ended it on Zigzil and Selfie being angry at V because he wasn't opening up to us. And like this episode...
I was mad on Zig's behalf.
Oh,
to
yeah.
be fair, she wasn't like for real like harsh. She was like, I'm not here to actually harsh the vibes. I'm just here to put pressure on V.
She was like, you two are bros.
Yeah, she's like, of all the people, you should open up to him at least. Like, talk to literally no one else. Talk to Zig. That's why she did it.
I love that we resolved this like so brilliantly and so powerfully this session. It's just like, all right, you guys want me to open up? There's everything. I had to open up, and like now I feel like we're all on kind of even footing. But with that, Connie, what do you think? What's your big takeaway?
Connie as a person got the most chills, I think, from like that moment that V described what he was taking out of his jacket and then pointed it at Digit. I was like, oh god, and didn't know what was going to happen there. So that's like the most memorable part of the session for Connie. For Carva, she wasn't there obviously, but I think like her big feeling of dread was realizing that this kind of thing existed in the world, and that people that are supposed to be protecting the population want it and could use that for terrible evil, kind of would be the main thing that would fill Carver with dread. But then knowing that there's someone who has control of this invention and doesn't want it to get into the wrong hands, and that person is on Carva's side and with the group is very relieving for her too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. and this might be because I'd had a drink at that point, but Liam, when V was giving the big speech about like why he invented the pepper box and what it represents, like a powerful line to me was when V said that this weapon is for people who can't otherwise defend themselves. This is for people who don't have magic powers. This is for people that don't have full plate armor and like divine power on their side. This is for somebody who just needs to stop the fucking monsters from breaching their wall. And like literally in that moment, I don't know if anybody noticed, but like I as a player had like a single tear that I had to wipe away. I thought that was fucking beautiful. Like, and this is from the guy that just moments ago said that's the most un-ageist thing ever. I'm a little sad Digit didn't speak up right then and there, but I kind of wanted him to say like, wow, damn. Maybe this thing is the will of ages.
I did love that. That was really good.
This is something about V that's probably going to come up more and more. V still holds a lot of ideals he picked up from Aegis. But he doesn't hold on to the dogma. That line, because I can, and because I can, I must, that's straight from Aegis. Like, no joke. That is a belief. He is capable of helping and protecting, so he has to do it. That is on him to do, and he will do it.
100%. Digit sees that, and that's why he's willing to trust him no matter what. You got the spark, you got the goodness in you. Speaking of which,
religion dropping.
Oh yeah, Liam, what's
this
your
is what I've always my big takeaway. First, Digit going against Aegis, or rather lying to a talent of Aegis. I was on the fence about whether or not he would. I was like, oh crap, is he going to sell me out? Is he not? Okay, he didn't. And there was a point where I was wondering, will Aegis... No, God, I'm calling Digit Aegis. Will Digit say V's true name to him? Because that was like a second scenario. I mentioned this before while we were on break. That would have been an immediate like, gun, don't you dare call me that, you son of a bitch. Yeah.
Nah. Digit's not gonna dead name somebody, no.
Yeah.
You chose a different path in life. That's not you. You're not the legs of Aegis, so he's not gonna call you that.
Yep. Then when V was like describing everything, Connie, I will give you props. That was a great question. Like, why does
why
V
do you still have it?
Yeah, why does he still have it? Why does he work on it? And I had the idea in my mind, like coalescing, like, okay, V wants this because it'll help people defend themselves. How can I get that across properly? And you made me think of that, so props to you. That was a great question.
God, powerful.
Great
powerful.
answer.
I feel like, what is this? Was this our 13th session? I think this was session number 13. This one's one for the history books. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your eyes peeled for session 13 on YouTube.
And the scene with V and Zixel, I was trying to like get that final point, like taking off your mask means wearing your own face and all that entails. Just being free, having your own thoughts, seeing with your own eyes, and presenting your own self. Like, I was trying to like phrase that more eloquently. I'm not good at phrasing things on the fly eloquently.
I got that point. And
Yeah.
Zixo would take it in a different way.
That doesn't surprise me.
I gotta say,
Sorry.
it's so fast. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on. But
It's
like,
fine. It's fine.
It's fascinating seeing Digit, V, and Zigzil, because I feel like there are three people with like very similar circumstances who are like critical of like these power structures, but at the same time, two of them just learned to be critical, and like Zigzil's response is to reject it wholesale and to find who he truly is, who he is without these. And I feel like Digit is like, he's trying to find who he is within these systems. Like, he still believes in the ideals of Aegis, but he's learning to question.
It's
Like-
the season of the mask.
Right?
To me, the idea of what I've asked myself when I was like, this might be a bit too categorical for like things. When I made V, I questioned, what is a chaotic good character going to be? What do they represent? Like, what is their idea? And ultimately, freedom. V is all about being free. That is literally his whole shtick. Being free to be who you want to be, to do what you wish, to do what good you can, and not be stifled by, like, excessive amounts of laws and the like. That is why he is literally the perfect... That is, like, the Agitator just right up his alley.
I think when you boil things right down to it, that makes a lot of sense. And I think for Zigzel, it's... He needs a code to abide by, and
that is fair.
If he cannot find something or someone to give him a good enough code to follow, he will make one himself.
Yep. So, like Batman, in a way.
I like that. Yeah. Like a lawful good kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like with that, like we're probably going to go all night and talk about this.
we could go on forever, but we gotta, we gotta
let our viewers go. They have to go to bed.
Oh shit. Nah, our viewers can't go to bed because you know where they're about to go? We're about to raid some gals in a game. They're playing Stardew Valley. Oh shit, Olivia's still here. Hi, Olivia. Olivia, do you want to watch Stardew Valley with me?
Let's get some Stardew.
We're about to raid some gals in the game. They're playing Stardew. I hope y'all like farming. So let's do this shit. 2M, you down for some farming?
Let's
do this shit. All right, so we're gonna go raid them. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I will get this up on YouTube shortly. This has been a wild journey, and I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as we are. Have a good night and goodbye.
Such a good theme.
It really is.